Welcome back to Let's Get Haunted with your hosts,
Nat Strawn
and Allie. Hey, Haunties! Welcome to the Season 7 finale!
Oh my god, the Season 7 finale? Are you kidding me? And they're in seasonal attire? That's insane. Wow. What lengths will the girls of Let's Get Haunted not go to deliver to the fandom?
I also don't know where to look. So for those of you who are watching the video version of this week's episode, you can watch it on YouTube or Spotify. If you're listening to audio only, we will describe what is going on right now. We are in person at Spotify Studios, as you might be able to see these logos behind us.
You guys, it's so legit. Like, we look so professional. We look like extremely mid models because the lighting is great and the composition is perfect and we've got professional cameras and professional sound and all of that, and it's so exciting. Honestly, this is a huge treat for us because we usually record separately in dark rooms with headphones on, and right now we are in sunny Los Angeles in the Spotify headquarters inside of a studio. It is crazy how far we have come. I'm so proud of us. We started this podcast on the ground. That's not a metaphor, like literally sitting on the ground with borrowed, broken equipment from other people that we knew. And we just started putting out content, and we didn't know if anyone was going to listen or not. We were just doing it for fun. Back then, both of our lifestyles and circumstances were totally different. We were just two chaotic, kind of single, kind of going through some major breakups vibes. And now we're two clearly well-adjusted adults.
We're here. It's Season 7. We have finished Season 7. Now, I know that on Patreon, we had made some comment a few episodes ago about, like, check on us, bro. Like, if we're not posting very much on social media, like, make sure, check in with us, make sure we're okay and that we made it. Wellness check completed, guys. It is now New Year's Eve. And I know we're in Christmas attire, but there is no New Year's Eve.
Sparkly. There is. You're supposed to be, like, sparkly.
But this is sparkly. Look.
But you guys, Alyssa's obsessed with Christmas. Anytime you ever see our Christmas episodes, all of the decorations come from her. I have these Christmas pajamas that I think I've worn several times in a row. And I actually, bonus points, am wearing Halloween socks, which I feel like is very end of the year coded, right? Because you just kind of get through it.
It's true. And the most important thing is to be cozy, not to be on theme. But we are sort of on theme, even though this is Christmas and it's no longer Christmas. Now, we have some housekeeping to get through before we move on to your Q&A. Actually, before we do housekeeping, let me explain what today's episode is. Every single year, we have a season finale, the last Wednesday of the year. And during that season finale, we answer questions that you've submitted to us online throughout the year. And so it's really fun for us because it's a chance to connect with those of you who may not be in the Patreon, or those of you who are in the Patreon but are a little too embarrassed to ask some of the juicy questions. And because these are collected anonymously, we have no way of knowing who sent them, and it's a really fun time for us. We try to get through as many as we can. But now on to housekeeping. Nat, do you want to start off the housekeeping points?
Of course. Allie has put together a beautiful outline here that I can just read directly from. You guys know I have 4 brain cells, and so this is how it has to be. What you guys can do right now is you can support us by getting some merch at letsgethaunted.com. So head over to letsgethaunted.com. Before we sell out, guys, there are going to be no restocks. Allie is holding up our mole. You guys, I had to design these, okay, with people who did not speak my language. It was not easy, and it took us a long time because they came across a sea. These moles went on a journey to get here, you guys, and they say not the mole on them. They're very cute. You can attach them to a bag, and they let everyone know that you are A, not the mole, and B, you might be kind of haunted, okay? So get some of those. We also have a few t-shirts left. I'm telling you guys, not that many left. So if that's something you've been waiting to do and you're like, oh, I'll get around to it, don't wait, because they are going to sell out, and that's going to be that.
Also, make sure that you're looking out for the annual listener survey. It's available right now. So as of the date that this episode goes live, we will have the link to the listener survey in the show notes. For those of you who don't like going into the show notes, you can go ahead and head over to our Instagram at Let's Get Haunted and click on the link in our bio. And once you click on it, the very first thing in all caps says, take the listener survey. You're not going to want to miss out because we actually are, I think, the only podcast in the world, I've decided, that actually reads the responses that people send to them. So what we ask of you guys every year is that you vote on your favorite episodes, you vote on your favorite bonus episodes, and you also give us feedback. So that feedback could be positive, it could be negative. I don't know. Submit it. Tell us what you want us to change next year. Tell us what you loved that we did this year that was different. And we take it all to heart and we try to implement as many as is practical into the new season.
That's how we got here, guys. We started a Patreon because of the listener survey at the end of the year. People were like, you know what? Why don't you start a Patreon? You can put the personal hauntings on there. And then that way it'll end the war between the people who don't like personal hauntings and the people who do. We did that and that turned out to be a really good idea. And we were like, why we didn't do this sooner? Nobody knows. And through the butterfly effect, now we're here at the Spotify studios and real lighting. And we're actually looking legit right now. So we listen to you guys is my point. Next bullet point on is that there are no new episodes of LGH uploaded in January each year. It's insane. This is the last remnants that we are indie podcasters. I feel like there's not a lot of other podcasters who take a month off. We take off 1 month per year, and that allows us to get ahead of the schedule so that we're not up until 3 a.m. at Tuesday evening trying to put out an episode for Wednesday at midnight. And sometimes that still happens. So we really do need that month in order to get a little bit ahead of the schedule because we do a lot of this ourselves, guys, and we need it. So don't think that we left you. We will be back. And if anything, it gets a little bit, sweeter when we're gone. I wrote a book. So maybe in the show notes, hopefully, if everything goes to plan, you guys can listen to that during January. Well, actually, you won't be able to, but you can pre-save it during January and get excited for it and then maybe listen to it in February when it comes out.
I also started a solo podcast. So if you guys want more information about that, you can check out the show notes as well. I'm not sure when the first episode is going to go live, but we're continuing Let's Get Haunted together. And we're also branching out into some solo projects, which is very exciting. So definitely check out everything in the show notes below and make sure you support us over there as well. The next and last bullet point I have, it's about the annual Hauntie Patreon subscription. For the past 2 years, we have had an option for people who want to be in the Patreon, don't like the monthly billing cycle, to sign up for 1 year, commit to 1 year of either tier 1 or tier 2 of our Patreon. And if you sign up for 1 year, you can shout yourself out, which is very important, especially if you have a name that you feel like gets mispronounced a lot. This is the way to avoid us butchering your name.
Yep.
So you can shout yourself out. You send me an audio file and then I edit all of them together and we put that at the end of 1 episode per month. We also give you guys a discount, a bulk buy discount basically. So if you join the Patreon, we usually offer like 6% off for the annual subscription. And this is very important. The annual subscription, you can only get it at the beginning of each year because otherwise it would be too chaotic if people were submitting sound bites every single day of the year. So if you want one, you can only get it between January 1st and February 28th every single year. So head over to patreon.com/C/Let's Get Haunted. And when you go to sign up or membership information, it'll appear there when it's active. So if you go today on the 31st, you won't be able to see it, but tomorrow you'll be able to see it and it'll have a 6% discount and you can sign up for 1 full year of the Patreon. I think it's worth it.
It's worth it. And honestly, even if you don't give a shit about what we're uploading on Patreon and you just want to support us as creators so that we can do projects that make our hearts full and, share them with you guys, just sign up for it anyways. You don't even have to look at it. It's honestly just the best way to support me and Allie. And if you don't have the ability to do that financially, the second best thing you could do for us is share the podcast or comment on it. We love the comments. That's the first thing I do whenever we finish an episode and it goes live. I just look through the comments all day because you guys are so funny. I also love to hear your personal experiences and I love to hear what you guys thought about the episodes. So interact with us. We are very active on the Let's Get Haunted social media. We will, at this point of our lives, definitely at least heart what you've said to us when we get around to it, or sometimes respond.
We're too active, honestly. I think, again, this just harkens back to the fact that we really are an indie podcast. Like, so many podcasters that we've met in the space do not read their own comments and don't go through and see what people are saying about the episodes. And we do. And we take it way too personally. But we also implement constructive criticism. So leave a comment. Up on the Patreon, Nat, what can they find there?
Oh my God, everything. Vlogs, special extra episodes. Literally, the world is your oyster in the Patreon. We also have on the tier 2, there's a chat. And I'm very active in there. I pop in, I read what you guys are saying. I don't always have time to respond, but I usually give a 100 to things that I agree with. I give a heart to things that move me, and I'll put a skull if you made me laugh.
You gotta decode what we're thinking in there. We do communicate primarily through emojis, but yes, yeah. And we also put out a bonus episode for the very first time ever a couple of months ago. It was on Ouija boards. We had a very special guest that's an expert in Ouija boards. So we have all sorts of content, and we're constantly looking for ways to improve it and give you guys even more content. I honestly wonder sometimes, like, are we giving you too much? There's no way someone could actually watch all of this every single month, but we still do it. So definitely give it a try and sign up for that annual membership and get your discount while you can. Finally, Nat, can you read the last housekeeping?
Oh yeah, season 8 premiere is February 4th, 2026. Wow, that feels crazy to say out loud. Season 8.
I know.
So we've been doing this for 7 years.
7 years.
Look, guys, I figured it out. Because Allie said in a previous episode, I was like, I hate how the 1600s are the 17th century or whatever it is. And she was like, well, I remember because we're going into our 7th, we're in our 7th season, but we've been doing it for 6 years. And then I was like, wow, that really stuck in my head. And now I get it now too.
That's right. We're going into our 8th season, 7th year, lucky number 7. And we're really, really excited for it. We're already starting to plan out some of our episodes. Leave your recommendations for topics you'd like to see us cover next season, because that's always fun too when we read those and then we realize that there's something really cool we've never heard of before. And with that, housekeeping has ended. We have some segments prepared for you guys that are going to be inserted in post because we had to record them off location. And the very first one is season 7 episodes recap. Nat, what do you remember from season 7?
Barely any of it. I don't know. I can't even remember the last episode I did. Oh, was it Dragons? The Dragon Castle?
Dragons of Wawel Castle, and then you had a different one. Let me look.
Girl, I don't know. You guys, people, maybe this is mental illness. Maybe this is just me having way too many things on my plate right now. But I feel like once I finish a task, it's done. Like, I don't remember it anymore. It's been satisfied. And so it's really hard for me to remember anything that I've done this year. Girl, I don't know.
Well, let me tell you guys what you got from us this year at Let's Get Haunted. The alien photo that shut down 4chan.
Oh.
Room 332 Zaza Hotel. The Legend of the Red Ghost. Yamashita's Gold.
Oh my gosh.
The Belarusian Bigfoot.
This was so long ago.
Ernest Shackleton's Haunted Expedition. The Hitchhiker Effect, when aliens follow you home.
Oh, still don't know what that is.
Bayesian Super Yacht Conspiracy.
Oh my God.
Are they after us? They are. Alfred Lowenstein, Part 1 and 2.
Oh yeah.
The Haunted Painting of the Crying Boy.
Oh.
Nahanni Valley.
Oh.
Pine Gap, Australia's Area 51. The Immortal Alchemist, Count Saint Germain.
Oh yeah.
The Betts Sphere. Cheeseman or Chessman Park.
Oh yeah. We fluently floored.
The PCP Chowder Incident of Titanic.
Oh my God, still unsolved.
Gotthard Tunnel, aka Goddard Tunnel.
One of my faves.
The Red Wedding, ancient true crime from Italy. Helltown, Ohio. The Vanished 727.
Where did it go?
Coral Castle.
Oh yeah.
Chat GPT Psychosis.
Oh, obsessed.
Night Vision Goggles. Rasputin, what was up with that guy and his big penis? Anachronic Artifacts. Paranormal Games Volume 8. India's Lake of Skeletons.
Oh yeah.
Interstellar Object 3-Eye Atlas. Kazirev Mirrors. Illuminati Card Game Conspiracy. Alien Demigod Alexander the Great. Mimics. Sex Magic. the Hoyabachu Forest, Krakow Castle, Cold Christmas, the Hexam Heads, and the Drake Passage Hauntings. And of course, we also had listener stories mixed in there. We had a Halloween special this year. We have our season 7 finale, and we had the return of our annual Halloween special, What's Haunting You?
Oh my God, I can't believe it. Wow. I can't believe we did all that. That's insane.
Do you guys want to know how many episodes that is? I will tell you right now. It is 54. 54 episodes. And there's 52 weeks in a year, I think. So
we did a lot this
even
year.
though we take off January, we double up in October and it comes out to a year's worth of episodes. Amazing. And now without further ado, here's your season 7 episode recap video.
I live my day as if it was the last. Live my day as if there was no past. Doing it all night, all summer. Doing it the way I wanna. Yeah, I'ma dance my heart out till the dawn. But I won't be done when morning comes. Doing it all night, all summer. Gonna spend it like no other.
Not counting today's episode, this year in 2025, we brought you over 85 hours of free podcast episodes to our public feed. This year, we also recorded video episodes all season for the very first time. So as we were putting together the season finale, we thought it would be really fun to have a segment where we recap each episode that we put out this year. However, as I started putting this compilation together, I realized that if I included a clip that explained what each episode was about, the compilation would be like an hour long. So instead, I present to you a meme compilation that sums up this year's episodes, which I have dubbed LGH Core. Enjoy!
Look, if the aliens come and they're ugly, that's something I hadn't considered. Sometimes people assume that your opinions are not valid just because you get a little crazy every once in a while. You go to jail for a little bit of mushrooms every once in a while one time, and everyone suddenly thinks you're not reliable.
I want, like, the most offensive, degrading shit ever. Like, I want, like, a bellman who's, like, speaks only French to me and is like, Monsieur, welcome to Paris. And then, like, they're like, be our guest, put our service to the test. And
Some
I'm just
guy's
like,
dressed up as Cogsworth, and he wakes you up every morning. He Kool-Aid Mans through the side of your room. Yeah, and I'm sure everybody has an alcoholic uncle that watched John Wayne.
If you guys don't like this, I'm literally gonna kill myself. Grow the fuck up. You have a phobia of mouth noises and you're listening to people speak into a microphone. That's 100% your fucking fault, not ours. That's like saying you're afraid of flames and then you go to a campfire and you give it a bad review because there's a fire there. Also, that phobia is just invalid in my opinion. And you guys can disagree with me because being afraid of someone making noises with their mouth is the most entitled, privileged shit that I have heard in a long time. How about go be fucking born in the medieval times, okay? And see if you still have a phobia of mouth noises. How about you go run through an active war zone because you were drafted into the military against your will in the future, fighting cyborgs. Then tell me if you're still afraid of fucking mouth noises. Like, read the fucking room, right? Like, look around. Look what's happening to us. Look at where we are as people. Shut the fuck up. And I know that phobias are irrational, but I don't have the patience for other people's irrationality having negative consequences for everyone else anymore. You don't like mouth noises? Then don't fucking listen to people speak.
It's not a phobia, though. It's misophonia with an N, not a B. And it just means you don't like the sound of, like, people eating or, like, people lip smacking. That's what it means.
Okay, well, it sounds like I really misunderstood the whole situation, doesn't it? It sounds like I didn't even need to go on a rant at all.
I need to see a map because I'm trying to not sound real stupid, but tell me if you guys also didn't know there was a place called Belarus.
For the record, I do not believe the Earth is flat.
I'm open to interpretations.
So this photograph is black and white, and we can see people. Some of them look like they're on their knees. Like, they do
Those
not
are
look like they're
dogs.
having... Oh, those are dogs. I was like, damn, these guys are going through it. They look terrible.
This episode, holy fuck, okay.
Like, holy shit, I've never seen a bunch of men look worse. Like,
When I was like super horny in high school, I was team Jacob because like abs and he's hot and he's tan and he's also a dog and like there's something weird about that. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I don't really know what I'm talking about here. I don't know shit about finances. I put trams in Brazil.
Nothing makes me hornier than when my husband dies in a tragic accident.
If he would have 3 mansions that generated $500,000 every month, and look, I could make any fucking marriage work for that. Like, I don't give a shit.
Let's say you're too high on your doctor's dick and cocaine, and so you don't want to go to your husband's funeral.
His penis had been done chewed off by a large starfish who had taken up house in his rectum. Your dog, your cat, yeah, they've burned as fuck. They're dead for sure. But yeah, we got this cheap photo that, you know, you got from Dillard's 3 years ago. Here you go. Yeah, best of luck with your journey now, homeless.
If you don't want somebody to bother you, you should just act like a crazy old witch, you know? I don't know if you guys have ever seen a kangaroo. These bitches are jacked.
I think everyone should watch it. Unless it's not good, then don't. But I feel like you should, as long as it's not problematic. But it might be. That's like literally like in Halo. They have plasma guns. Was Halo soft disclosure? Another ADHD thought. You guys, I really love sweatsuits, as you can see.
If you told ChatGPT to generate a photo of Mozart on Ozempic, that's what they would generate.
Allie has the flu, and not once did I think like, no, you should just rest and like let me do this without you. Like it never came to my mind ever. Like it's like not even an option. Let me paint the picture for you Gen Zers who don't understand. We didn't know that like you could lie on YouTube. People always talk about this on Reddit. They're like, actually, people used to live until their 70s and 80s back then, too. It's just that people died so young. And so then when you take the average of their deaths, Allie, I'm sure she knows.
Oh, it's
Natalia,
probably because
you did not read that on Reddit. I told you that on an episode of the show, and you got so mad. I decided if a guy gives me more than one UTI, I'm breaking up with him because it means that something's wrong with him.
He must be like a Nepo baby or something.
No,
He's not.
He lived in a box, and he worked himself up by his bootstraps, and his uncle just happened to give him a loan for $4 million, which was basically nothing if you're a director.
You guys, those are my antidepressants talking. I've just been in a good mood. I've just been happy. Look, I went to a funeral, and I decided that I'm going to start a religion now. I highly recommend taking antidepressants. It's not that big of a deal. You could get off of them later, guys. Just take them. Just do it. We're all doing it together. It's fine.
He ran outside his house, dick and balls blowing in the wind. What do you mean you think an airplane is sexy enough to marry? If you're having a bad day, just think to yourself, at least I'm not sexually attracted to Big Ben. I do think there is a correlation between mommy-daddy issues and how likely you are to believe in conspiracy theories. Like, that's so funny, though, to imagine like a cannibal convention and these people are buying tickets thinking, oh, there's going to be people here that are like consenting for me to kill them, but they show up and it's just a bunch of cannibals. Like the market for people who want to be killed is much smaller than the market for people who want to do the killing.
Dude, that's kind of how it is if you go to like a sex club, though. Our show is about delivering you knowledge, infinite knowledge, about things you didn't even ever think could fathom they were, you thought. You know, actually, Allie and I are old friends from college. We've been friends for a really long time. And I remember one time in college saying to her, like, I just think I'm really bad at my major. Like, I just feel like I'm not good at this and, like, I can't make a career out of this. And Allie just looked me straight in the eye and she was like, that's why we go to school. Only stupid people would study something that they're already good at.
All things are possible through the power of meth. You can get a lot accomplished. Now, will you be accomplishing the right things that will help your life? No. But goddamn it, can a meth head disassemble and reassemble a clock? They can't do much, but they can certainly take apart your TV and also find copper almost anywhere. Would that not send you into psychosis immediately if your chatbot was like, I think we're better as friends? I love root beer. I'm a root beer apologist. It's really good, and I'm going to tell you why in 5 simple hours of time.
I feel like Root Beer's favorite cartoon is like fucking Popeye the Sailor or some shit. And like, so their pastimes are like, we like to go out and find pebbles and hit homeless people with them on the streets. I don't know, guys. It's nerd shit. It's not haunted and it's not cool, okay?
Every human emits a certain color from their astral butthole plane, like whatever it is. I don't know. I'm not spiritual enough to understand.
This is a Taylor Swift clue.
How funny would it be if her entire obsession with the number 13 is just that she's a huge fan of Rasputin's penis?
The white linen on your loose button-up tunic gently ripples against your stomach.
What the fuck, dude? Who is this for?
Look, there's nothing wrong with having a mustache. I would wax a mustache if I have one. I don't have one. Everything's normal with me. We are really good friends, but if we didn't know each other, we would for sure get in a fist fight.
Is Bigfoot real and did he suck my dick? Yes or no? Check the box. My prediction is that this is going to be a white person.
I've got to say, this is the most turd-like object I've ever seen.
You think I'm the one caged, but in fact, my mind is limitless and you are the one caged.
Look at my eyes, guys. I literally have tears come to my eyes. You know I fucking love this shit. I live for this shit. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you, Allie. Thank you for showing me this. I have another 6 months of excitement to live off of.
Let me put on my fedora for a second.
And that's where the word cucking comes from.
Dad, if you're listening to this right now, I need you to stop. I love you very much. Thank you for your support. Don't listen to this one. I hate banana splits, and I could go off on this for about 15 minutes, but I refuse. But you know what? I will. The hair of a unicorn, the blood of a dragon, the fang of a werewolf, the heart of a guy.
What is Bitchfield? It's like, what tragedy do you think happened there, Alyssa?
My wife divorced me. This is perfect for my potion. I'm going to overthrow the Romanian government. Guys, we can't watch it with you in real time because it's not recorded yet.
So the next bit on here is going to be our Patreon content recap. It's going to be chaotic because I'm just editing this. I'm going to put a little bit of everything in there just to give us a tiny little taste of some of the stuff you might have caught on Patreon and play the tape.
This year on Patreon, we brought you more content than ever. Here's how all the numbers broke down. This year, we brought you just under 21 hours of personal hauntings. Welcome to the extended intro. Welcome back, Haunties, to the extended intro. Welcome back, Haunties. Welcome back. Welcome back, Haunties. Hey, Patreon tier 2. I was also with some people that were super high on mushrooms, and I was very sober.
I see this strange man reach out for me. I scream.
Does the food taste good? Not really. Or is the service good? Not really. But you still come! I had a dream that I was on a pirate ship and there were a bunch of little kids and they were running around the deck of the ship singing a chant. And the chant went, I love John Crosser. I hope that he loves me. And then this weird dude just came out with a sword on the ship and he was like, I am John Crosser.
Send me into a paranoid spiral.
This type of content is for sure not appropriate for the public feed.
You bring those words up, this fucking for real, son.
Them's are fighting words in America.
We're back in the cacao,
We're
guys.
back, baby.
Our Patreon is actually so fucking professional right now.
To the mole, I say hello. Hope this was entertaining for you. We also brought you nearly 4.5 hours of fan mail unboxing. When Allie told the story about meeting Reba, it inspired me to make this LGH Mount Rushmore fan art.
That is a devil person there. This moment will be discarded after I die.
Don't have much time left. Just take the photo. Dude, this is the coolest thing I've ever fucking seen.
Oh my god.
You're a demon and whatever you've said to me, I rebuke. We also recorded 15.5 hours of filmed listener stories.
You look like the map from Dora the Explorer.
Backpack. Does the map say that or does Dora say that?
The backpack says that.
Neck at me and crawled across the room.
It won't fit.
Just do it over your head one time. With that wig on, I see the Ashley Tisdale connection so much. It's insane, you guys. That's right, my friends. My sleep demon
Unfortunately, it hasn't happened since.
This year, I live streamed on Patreon for over 44 hours. Sunflower water is one of the top 10 worst smelling things. A story he had read in the bath and the bed. And maybe you can guess with the clues that we have said.
My name's Red Knot. And if you've got a volume knob, I'd appreciate your taking it down a notch before you scare away everything from here to Lancaster.
Okay, thanks, Red Knot. That's a fake name. You're a pedophile.
I'm Nancy Drew.
You guys, I think we did it. Let's go into the closet. You know, Pride is over. Time to go back in the closet, right? This year on Patreon, I also recorded over 6 hours of ALY'S Alien Alley. We've been in a little bit of an alien news drought this half of the year, so I was both relieved and excited when it was announced that another UAP hearing was taking place. He had a ton to say, and that's why I don't think he's a government shill, but I guess you really never know at the end of the day what somebody has in their heart. Holy shit, a retrieval of a crashed flying saucer has been allegedly released. It nosed away when approached, and when touched, it purred like a cat. He describes the skin of the craft feeling like shark skin. And in 2025, Nat edited and uploaded just under 2 hours of Patreon exclusive vlogs.
I just decided to start victim blaming.
But do you feel like it's partially your fault?
Seasonal depression, gang. Rise up. It's fine.
They're gonna break my water soon, and I'm gonna have a baby.
Power of cacao.
I have been under psychic attack.
Which is why I think credit card debt is so important. Oh my god, who the fuck would do this to Dior? Is this just me, or is this an extremely horny do not disturb sign? Biggest regret of my life is not buying this horse toga. I gotta go replenish my aura by practicing charisma in the mirror, and then after that, I need to think. Seeing your man lose at a claw game multiple times in a row should legally unbind your wedding vow. Oh shit, I glitched into the back rooms again. Oh, that gun, don't worry about that. It keeps me from procrastinating.
This year, I edited and uploaded just over 2 hours of ALY'S episode extras. Dr. Loeb is here to discuss 3-Eye Atlas.
Oh, they don't care about us because it's most likely that they're far more advanced than we are. So they behave just like a biker on the street, doesn't care about the ants in the pavement, like who cares? And we tend to think that it's all about us.
A very lovely human I connected with on Reddit about her experience visiting the site of the Falcon Lake incident.
Jackie, it's a rebirth. It's another level of existence.
Nat and I also brought you just under 2 hours of bonus episodes that were Patreon exclusive.
I don't tell this very often, is at some point she did believe that the Ouija board had lied to her and was evil.
The executioner raised a gleaming sword above the knight's head and brought it down with such force that the head was cleanly separated from the knight's body with one powerful slice. Now held in private ownership, this Charlotte's owner claims that sometimes when walking past the doll, she is overcome by the stench of ash and smoke, which seems to emanate from the toy over 150 years later. And finally, this year, I went a little bit crazy, and I decided that I wanted to buy cursed objects off of eBay. And those unboxing videos clock in at just around 25 minutes. Oops, got obsessed. My bad. It does look creepy, but I like it. Do we think these are real? These seem like too perfect. No, they're real. They're dirty. Gross. If I get cursed, it'll be a phenomenon. At least that means more content for Patreon. But that's not all we did this year on Patreon. We also released Patreon exclusive merch, did countless shout outs, had a very active tier 2 Patreon chat going all year, and we even offered our patrons the opportunity to submit their own video messages for this year's season finale. So let's see what they had to say.
Hear ye, all you fucking nerds, to a cast of the pod kind. That you must have heard. Ghost hosted by these bitches, who will leave you in stitches with their haunted lives. Stories that are never lies, and maybe even their knives.
Hi, Nat and Ali. It's me, Callum, one of your haunties. Hello.
Guys, it's Savvy G.
Hi all, Tazwa K here.
Hi.
Natalie. I'm coming to you live from my vehicle on a BC ferry. My name is Danny Rose.
Hi Haunties, it's Kylie or Kylie from the Discord and Patreon.
Hi Nat and Allie, this is Omar M.
Hello from New York, Nat and Allie and Haunted Fam.
Hey Nat and Allie, I'm Abby.
My name is Victoria C in the Patreon. This is Donut.
Hey, this is Natalie / Miss Natty Cat.
Hi, this is Sarah, and congratulations on wrapping season 7.
Do you even lift, bro? Or like, get the inside joke, yo? Because who gives a fuck when the dinosaurs had been? We are making Pangea dinosaur again.
I've been a Hauntie since before the term Hauntie even existed.
I'm a longtime Hauntie of 5 years.
I think they were still in single digits when I started listening to them, and I've been obsessed since.
I've basically been a Hauntie since day one. I started watching Sugar Pine 7 and then followed over to this when you guys started it.
I have been a Hauntie for I think since late 2019 or 2020.
I have discovered the pod summer of this year and was a massive fan.
How long have I been a Hauntie? Good, I don't know, forever. I've always been a Hauntie deep down. I think we all have.
I've been a Hauntie ever since 2020, just at the start of the pandemic, and I've been listening to y'all ever since, religiously every Wednesday.
LGH is my favorite thing on the internet.
Being a Hauntie, I guess to me, just means obviously, yeah, community, but also feeling really just understood and seen.
One of my favorite things about being a Hauntie is knowing that I'm not alone in my absurd, crazy ways and thoughts.
I'm in a profession where everyone's very self-serious, everyone's very afraid to admit that they don't know something, and I think it's really healthy to be able to say and have fun with the fact that you don't know something, because who knows, maybe it is aliens, maybe it's ghosts, who's to say.
I like the fact that I've been able to take back the word haunted and just say that anything that happens to me is haunted, and it does make me feel better to be haunted.
I love how you guys mix well-researched topics with silliness and fun and just stupidness.
I love the energy of it. I love the banter.
It's so great to be surrounded by other haunted individuals like myself.
I would listen to you during the day as well, because I was a delivery driver, and I would just have you causing all sorts of chaos in Scotland.
I feel like Natalia and I have the same brain sometimes. I feel like I get her so much and it makes me feel like a little less crazy.
Being a Hauntie means having a group of friends where you can talk about odd and strange things or just some daily life events that are just the word haunted.
I'm filming this in my local cemetery here by myself. It's pretty spooky. Sweet. Let's just stay out here in the dark.
I love your friendship together. All the personal hauntings really like. I also like the tier 2 community chat, even though I lurk more than post. Maybe in 2026 I'll actually post more.
I don't know. It's quite nice to be part of a small little group where we all understand one another.
I definitely appreciate the no skeptics part of the podcast. I think that's awesome. It's just, you believe anything on, and I love that.
I quite like sort of the bizarre and sometimes the unbelievable and the allegedly true. It's fun to wonder.
I feel honored to be a part of it. That sounds really zappy to say, but yeah, I just love the podcast so much.
What was my favourite episode of 2025? Rasputin. I mean, for a lot of reasons, he's generally quite an interesting guy, but mainly because of, you know,
the Rasputin episode. I think he is so scary and also very sexually intriguing.
My favorite episode, I think, this year, they're all great episodes. I don't think there's been a bad one that I wasn't entertained in. But my favorite one's the Baglioni family curse. I think that's just a weird, wacky Italian time. Loved hearing about Griffinetto. Just good historical time.
My favorite episode this year was the Illuminati card game.
The Illuminati conspiracy game.
It's just such a fun episode, and it's like so crazy the amount of coincidences, or maybe not coincidences, who's to say.
I had never heard of this despite being interested in like conspiracy theories and politics and all that. It was one that if I was trying to get my friends into Let's Get Haunted, I would show them that.
My favorite episode of the year was the Hitchhiker Effect episode.
My favorite episode this season has been the collab with Drinking the Kool-Aid. I had a feeling that you guys would get along really well, so I'm so happy that you did.
My favorite episode from this season is definitely the Dragon Lair under Krakow Castle.
The Byzanian super yacht conspiracy. And the other one was the Leone family massacre.
There was another one that I really liked as well. The Atlas 32IB thing, mainly because the dude eventually got back to you and you had an interview with him and he seemed quite cool.
I loved all the episodes this year, but I have to say one of my favorite things, Patreon content. Chef's Kiss is the alien breakdown videos.
And there is no time to explain that Kentucky meat rain.
No bad content on the Patreon. Right now I'm really enjoying still having access to extended intros. I know it's a controversial take, but I really like those.
Of course, I love the long intros. I am one of the Haunties that loves the long intros.
Who is to say if it was diphtheria or BEK?
Being a patron member in these past years has been fun and exciting, entertaining for all the things that happen in the Patreon.
I love the tier 2 streams, watching Ally and being a part of that.
My favorite part of being a Hauntie is tuning into ALY'S live streams, where we get to try and communicate through the 40-second delay that definitely hasn't caused me many heart attacks.
I love the mole saga. I am a nosy person, and I do hope the documentary about that gets made.
I love Nat's horse videos. I love all of her chaotic meme editing. It's so much fun. I also loved the haunted objects. I love seeing all the little like frozen Charlottes. The dollhouse was really fun too.
But yeah, really proud of you guys. I think you've been killing it. I hope you continue killing it.
Over the last 6 years, it has been great and fascinating watching you and listening to you guys create this show. I'm so proud of all the things that you have accomplished.
Thank y'all for all of the episodes, all the podcasts, and all of the work.
I'm so excited to read Nat's book that's coming out. Big time love from me. Please don't ever stop doing what you're doing. It keeps me sane. And I feel like a lot of people would agree with me.
Love you guys so much. I love to see how much you've grown over the years. I miss the nut button.
Here's to going forward forever and ever. As long as you guys want to.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Keep up the great work. I love you guys and can't wait for more.
Congrats again, guys.
Okay, now BRB, gotta go catch up on the backlog of Let's Get Haunted. Bye.
Now, to all the Haunties, never the fucking nerds. Raise a glass to the Society of Ninja, because we never rule it out. In fact, we're ruling it in. BRB, gotta go and get my rest, because later I'll be snatching up children, hunting for birds' nests.
Okay. So now we have a message from some of the guests that we collaborated with this year. For those of you who don't remember, we had the opportunity to collaborate with quite a few amazing podcasts, some within our same genre and some not within our same genre. And we really had a wonderful time with all of them. We asked all of them if they would like to submit a message to our audience. So we're going to go ahead and play those now.
What's up, Haunties? It's Tyler and Charlie from Believing the Bizarre.
This year we had the honor of being on Let's Get Haunted for the third time.
That's right. We were featured on episode 217 where we talked about the crying boy curse.
Where mass-produced pictures of children kept surviving house fires in 1980s England.
And what we really like about collaborating with Ally and Nat is you start with this creepy story, right? And then the next thing you know, you're talking about alien genitalia and swingers and adrenochrome.
And somehow get to the point where debating Highland cows were the next modern-day curse decor.
Right. Seriously, thank you guys so much for having us back again and again.
You guys are our favorite people to create chaotic paranormal content with.
Happy New Year, and may all your house fires spare your terrible art choices.
Oh, yeah.
Hey guys, Chris and Ed here from Scared All the Time. We were featured on episode 220 this year, The Immortal Count of Saint Germain.
Hell yeah, we were. And as always, we had a blast hanging out with Ally and Nat, and this episode was no exception.
On our show, we sometimes like to read users' 5-star reviews. So to give you a preview of what that sounds like, we proudly present Scared All the Time's 5-star reviews, we assume, from the Spotify comments of this episode.
Lead Paint Potato Chip says, "These are my two favorite podcasts. I'm so excited."
Jade says, "The nut button made an appearance. Loved the episode, ladies. The guests were great too."
What is Dat says, I swear, guys, you and Sad are the perfect podcast crossover ever. Just the perfect amount of fun and hilariously dumb chaos. You should do more episodes together.
And I think we will. I hope you all loved listening to Let's Get Haunted as much as we did and as much as these people did in 2025. And we hope you all have a great new year, and we will see you in 2026.
Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, I'm Shannon from the Fluently Forward podcast, and I was on episode 222 of Let's Get Haunted this year, where we talked about the haunted Cheeseman Park right here in Denver and how the park was built on top of a graveyard, and there might still be bodies underneath the park. And I'm not saying anything, but I went to the botanical gardens lately, which was right next to it, and I felt a little something, and I think it came home with me. So I hope everybody has a great new year. I'm excited to see what gets haunted in 2026. And thank you for listening to our episode.
Hey Haunties, this is Mimi Torres from Scream and Cry Horror Movie Review, and this year I had the pleasure of being featured on the Pagan Sex Magic episode. I adore hanging out with Nat and Allie whenever I get the chance, and this year was no different. I think the best part is feeling and seeing the love of the community that you guys have formed around them. So thanks for being good to my friends. Okay, BRB, gotta go.
Hello, everyone.
It's Cassidy
and Amanda
from Drinking the Kool-Aid podcast.
We had the absolute pleasure of being on episode 242 with Let's Get Haunted.
And we had so much fun talking about dragons and
Krakow.
And I think my favorite part was I just love listening to their voices when they are telling stories. They're so fun.
My God. I'm sorry. Allie and Nat are epic storytellers, and their their voices are insane to listen to. It really like draws you in, I feel like.
Seriously. And I feel like we had the best banter. We went on so many side quests in that episode.
We did.
And then same thing when they came on our show. Like, we just had so much fun. So we just want to say thank you. And thank you to all the listeners who enjoyed the episode. We did read all the Spotify comments because we are insane.
We are insane. Absolutely. And it's so refreshing and unique, I feel like, because we have a lot of guests on our show as well. But when you immediately feel like, oh,
click.
Yeah, this is like, we like you. There's something here.
Yeah.
And we have that instantly with them.
Yeah. So we feel super blessed to have been on the show. We hope to do more with our girls from Let's Get Haunted next year. And just thank you guys for enjoying all of the awesome content that they put out.
Yeah.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye. Bye.
Wow, it really just brightens the soul, doesn't it?
It's just really touching what they had to say.
And now we're going to insert the 2025 secret password raffle winners. You guys heard at the end of every episode this season and last season, and maybe even a season before that, we started secret passwords. This year was different because instead of just commenting on the Instagram photo dump, you could also comment in the Spotify comments, and that would enter you in as a separate entry. So if you entered on the photo dump and then you also commented on Spotify, you double your chances. So let's insert who won here.
Hey Haunties, it's Allie here, and it's that time of year where we draw the winners for our annual secret password raffle. Throughout the year, Nat and I give you the opportunity to enter a raffle for free merch. Now, we never know what the merch is going to be in advance, and actually at the time of filming this, I still don't know what it's going to be, but it's always something very cool. So how does it work? Every single episode that we put out, you guys have the opportunity to enter a raffle by successfully commenting the secret password of the episode on the photo dump or on the Spotify comments for that particular episode. For Nat's episodes, she draws names. For my episodes, I draw names. And now I'm gonna insert a compilation here in the corner of me cutting up all of these names because holy fuck, there were so many names that my hands hurt pretty bad. There are literally hundreds of entries. Literally, I had to make these so tiny and small. I take this very seriously, okay? Did you guys know that there's laws surrounding raffles and how they're drawn and how you can enter and how the winners are selected? I do, because I do HR, and nobody likes me because of that. And now we're going to pull out winners. Okay, let's see. Winner number 1, at Not Cool Chloe, who says, Wild Ride Gang, no doubt Fabergé eggs are predictive programming. Congratulations, Chloe. Let's draw another name. This one is Ms.Lesage11, who says, Hotel Transylvania is absolutely a documentary. Are there people out there who think otherwise? Yay! Thank you so much to everybody who entered the raffle this year. If I did not draw your name, don't worry, because Nat is also drawing her winners.
Hey guys, it's Nat. I'm doing the raffle. Look at all these names. I wrote them down and I put them in here, and you want to know what's great? Even if you did not win this raffle, as I was writing your name down with my blood, just kidding, it's a pen, but I was visualizing it was blood. I was thinking, I hope this person has a great year. And I manifested so much luck for you. So even if you don't win, this raffle. But let's see who won anyways. You guys entered on the Instagram photo dumps. You entered on the Spotify comments. And the first one, oh shit. There's 2 attached here. Oh my God. 2070_Rena and NMCG158. Wow, that's crazy. You guys can fight about whether or not this was okay that these were connected. You know what? Let me draw another one. Let's draw 2 more. You know what?
No.
I'm fair, okay? I'm fair. 2 more.
Okay, there's 2 more.
We have 9 times blue, and ALL Hathaway. Congratulations to the winners, and congratulations to everyone else who didn't win, because you're still gonna have a lucky ass year, bitch.
Congratulations! Congrats to all the winners of the Secret Password raffle for 2025. And if you didn't win this year, don't worry. You've got another chance in 2026. We love doing these secret passwords. We try to make them as crazy as possible. It's also really funny to imagine someone that's not familiar with our show, that doesn't sit through the closing credits, looking through our comments on Spotify or on Instagram and being like, somebody's wife divorced them, so they renamed their town Bitchfield.
Yeah, and being like, crack? Why is everyone saying crack the cobbler? What does this mean?
Yeah, is it some sort of dessert?
So those are really, really fun. Wow, guys, what a year it's been. And I don't say this lightly. Like, we right now are looking at ourselves in a monitor in the Spotify studios, and I just think, wow, how far we've come.
Thank you guys so much. And now it's time for probably what you came here for, which is the listener Q&A. Nat and I have your questions all pulled up here in a nice chart for us, and we're going to go ahead and answer some of them. Nat, how do you want to do this? Do you want to do a random number generator and we ask each other the questions?
Let's just go through them. I'll ask you a question, and then you can ask me a question. Thoughts on dollhouses? Allie, would you ever get one for your real/potential children, vintage or store-bought? Does it adhere to the 100-year rule as it does with real houses, or is it different? What if it was made of a whale? Love, Kat and Alice the Malice.
Kat and Alice the Malice, thank you so much for your question. Dollhouses, definitely haunted if they're over 100 years old. So yes, I would say the 100-year-old rule applies. For those of you, again, in the Patreon, sorry not to plug it, I'm sure you already saw a little recap of it in Nat's edited Patreon recap video that we inserted. But I bought a cursed dollhouse off of eBay this year. And jury's out on whether or not it's actually cursed. I feel like most of the sinister energy comes from a music box that the guy just gave me when I went there to get the dollhouse, because I picked it up in person. I guess eBay has that option. I didn't know. And I went there and I picked it up, and then he handed me a bag full of dollhouse furniture that was not in the listing. And then one of the items was a music box, and it scared the shit out of me because I didn't know it was in there. And I was driving home and I went over a bump and it just started playing the creepiest music on earth. So in summation, my thoughts on dollhouses: would I ever get one for my real/potential children? Yes. Vintage or store-bought? Vintage. I do love a good Facebook Marketplace find. And does it adhere to the 100-year rule? Yes. And what if it was made of a whale?
Even
that
better.
Would be illegal.
I would be interested in the whale one. That would be cool, especially if it was like a whale bone.
That's true. I guess if it was carved out of whale bone. I was thinking like blubber, like rotting.
Oh, yeah.
Blubber.
Yeah, I was not. I was thinking like a beautiful like bone carved thing that's like ancient.
Or what's that thing? Ambergris or something?
Ambergris. Ambergris. It's like the whale throw up.
Yeah, but it's like a delicacy, I guess.
And it's like in perfume for some reason.
I did not know that. I thought they ate it.
I don't know. I just know that I went to this perfume making class with a friend, and one of the ingredients was like ambergris, however you say it, ambergris. And I was like, what is that? And they were like, oh, it's like whale vomit. And I smelled it, and I was like, this kind of just smells like perfume.
Ew.
I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know. Maybe it was a scam. Who knows?
Well, if you made a dollhouse out of that, I would not be down. But yeah, bones, maybe. Honestly, that would be so cool to have like an ossuary, like a dollhouse ossuary made out of bones.
Like the Paris catacombs.
Yeah. But they're like made out of turkey wishbones and stuff because it's a miniature
and
dollhouse.
like little mouse skulls. That is actually, it sounds really cool. I would not want that in my house. People would be like, 100% this is a serial killer.
Yeah. Nat, I have a question for you. Would you pay someone to build a COLLABS mirror if Haunties funded it? Then you could keep it and Haunties could use it for a fee to see what happens.
You're describing a business. So yeah, I would. It sounds like I have to invest $0 into this. The Haunties pay for it and then the Haunties pay for it to use it again.
Yeah.
Sir, have you thought through this? Actually, I mean, I would do that. I do constantly need cash to fund my horse problem. So I would do that, but I'm not sure if that's exactly what you were asking. I am really interested in the COLLABS mirrors. I think I could do it. Maybe I'll take some of those weed gummies someone sent us in the mail and just sit in there and see if my soul unravels.
You know what's so weird? I was thinking about the COLLABS mirrors the other day because remember you showed us, me and I guess the Haunties by extension, you showed me that photo on Reddit that someone had started building one and then they deleted their entire account and nobody knows like what it was or if they ever finished it. And I was thinking to myself, we should just build one. And then I was like, who could we get to build it? And I was like, I wonder if I could convince the welder in our mechanic shop to build it. And then I was like, but what would I say to him? Because I don't want him to know I have a podcast. And then I just spun out over it.
Yeah, you would just be like, hey, man, got to keep this on the down low. But like what we're about to build right now is major.
Have you heard of the spiral? It's interesting that somebody asked about this because I was literally thinking about it. I think this was yesterday. I was driving and it just popped into my head. I was like, we should try to build one. So if you guys are down, let us know in the comments.
Allie, this one's actually says Allie, so this one was really meant for you. Allie, if you were Jack in the Titanic, what cryptid would be your rose for the iconic nude sketch?
Oh my God. Oh, there's so many options. Okay. So many cryptids we've covered are just horrific, and I do not want to see what genitalia they have. Like, I'm thinking the Ningen. The Ningen's already naked. I don't want to draw the Ningen. I feel like that's a horror. Could it even fit in a building? It's supposed to be as big as a whale, but shaped like a human and just like white and blubbery. I don't know. That doesn't appeal to me.
Something here.
I'm trying to see how they procreate. Aliens don't count as cryptids. I'm most interested in knowing how the aliens look. But so I guess I would have to pick Spring-Heeled Jack.
Oh my God.
Because was that
He's
a man?
Pervert, dude.
Was it? But here's the thing. It's only a pervert if it was a dude that was springing around with springs on his shoes. If it was actually a cryptid that people were mistaking as a human, then it's not a pervert because animals are not governed by our morality.
That's a big gamble you're taking by being like, hey, sir, I know you may or may not just be a pervert.
A freak.
But yeah, can you get naked
What about
and
Leon? Remember the guy that was going through the forest in camo? Like touching himself?
Oh, God. What have we done here?
All right, next one. Nat, this one's for you. Having recently started listening from episode 1, I'm currently up to October 2020. I wonder if there's still a rage regarding the existence of a 7,000-year-old town. Is the nut button still alive? Are we still obsessed with finding buried treasure, specifically gold?
Yep.
I hope to learn these answers when I eventually catch up on 5 years worth of content.
Oh my God. First of all, welcome to the podcast. You have so much to look forward to. I feel like the Haunties and us right now in the Spotify studios are just like at the top of Mount Everest looking down at that soul down there like, oh, you're still on the 7,000-year-old town? Wow, do you have a lot to learn? Wait till you find out about the ants in ALY'S closet. You know, there's just so much lore for them to
There's so much lore.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he hasn't even heard about jail yet? He hasn't heard about the machete yet?
You haven't driven through a wedding? Like,
wow.
That person is about to go on a fucking journey. And you know what? It's making me realize what a journey we have had too. You know, like the 7,000-year-old town still comes into my mind and it still kind of enrages me at some, I accept it more now, but I also like just disagree with it fundamentally. Same thing with the people who can't see the apple. I understand it more now, but also, like, I know it's true. Some people can't spin the apple. They can't see the apple, but I also don't understand. It's like someone saying, like, I can't speak English. And then I'm like, then how are you fucking speaking to me right now? You know?
Right.
Like, how,
Right.
it feels true, but it's not adding up. Now, the gold thing is a thread. I feel like it's still been gold.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and now with the book is about gold, essentially. And so I feel like the gold is still a thread. So to answer your question, yeah, we're still kind of the same people. But you're about to go on a journey, and I really do wish you well. Hey guys, it's Nat. Normally we would have an ad here, but today this ad is from me. Long story short, I wrote a book. It's called Horde. It's a dark fantasy about dragons, witches, obsession, power, sacrifice, and the balance between choice and instinct. It was inspired by how much you guys played along with my unhinged intros this year. But I took that energy and made it a little more dark-sided. No. I want to give a warning, this is not a funny book. This book will not comfort you. It will see you. You can pre-order the ebook on Amazon Kindle and pre-save the audiobook on Spotify right now. Links are in the show notes. If you like stories that feel a little intimate, dangerous, and feral, this one's for you. And yeah, I'm gonna narrate my own audiobook because I'm the only one who can tell this story. I'm so excited to share my book, and I can't wait to see you throw it against the wall when you finish reading it. Now back to getting haunted. Okay, now let's see. Allie, do you both have a favorite anime? Oh.
I'm just going to pick Mushi because I just have a very distinct memory of when Nat was living in Manhattan Beach and we were super under the influence of what I won't say. I'll never say. And we were sitting on her couch watching Mushi and just baffled, scared, entranced. All of the emotions were happening at once. There was like a lot of melting is all I remember.
Melting eyes. I actually remember there's a certain episode of that is so fucking terrifying. I can't remember what it is. It's like a seed or something like that. And they were like, hey, like this seed, make sure you never, if it's like facing up or something, make sure you never have like any doors open or any like containers open or whatever, because if something like that happens, then you'll get trapped inside of the seed and you can like never come out. And I can't remember what exactly happened, but like the seed rolled and it opened and there was someone under a blanket and they just like disappeared and the blanket like just fell to the ground and then they could like never find them again because they had like disappeared.
I've already blocked so much of it out of my memory because I just remember being like beautiful art design, very entrancing, but it's a horror. Like it is true horror. And if you're under the influence, it's hard to wrap your mind around. Nat, I have a question for you.
Yes.
If you could gift a cursed object to anyone, who would it be and why?
Damn. I guess you have to pick one where it's like, I wouldn't give the Hope Diamond because that would be like something really bad would happen to someone. What's a cursed object that's like good things happen?
A positive curse? Wouldn't that just be like a charm?
Yeah, like a good luck or something.
Yeah, like a horseshoe. I would give a horseshoe to my mom. Yeah. I don't know. Like, but a cursed object, that's like, because you tell me, isn't the like witchy magic belief system say that like if you give someone a cursed object, it comes back to you twofold or tenfold?
Threefold. Yeah, I mean, basically, and other witches will argue with you and be like, there's no such thing as morality, you know. I don't know. I just don't fuck with it. Like, I can't think of anybody that I, like, hate enough to want them to die. You know? Like, there's people that I dislike, but I'm an adult, so I just, like, don't hang out with them.
Yeah.
Or, like, ignore them.
I just wouldn't want to risk the bad karma.
Yeah.
Also, oh my God. Dude, there was this post on Reddit the other day. This girl went out to her mailbox and something was inside of it that she didn't recognize, and she posted pictures of it to r/paranormal being like, hey, does anyone know what this is? And it was like 2 a.m. so this could have contributed to me feeling scared, but I'm telling you, it was a witch's bottle. It had a molar, a cow molar stuck into wax on top of it. It had hair inside of the bottle. It had ash inside of the bottle, and witches were weighing in because it was r/paranormal being like, hey, there's no possible way this is a positive thing. Does that hair look like yours? Like, is that tooth for someone in your family? Is it an animal? Like, do you live on a farm? Like,
chills.
And it was so scary and terrifying. And the person who posted it was understandably freaked out because even if you don't believe in curses or charms or whatever, the fact that somebody cares enough, like hates you enough to do that is terrifying. And they know where you live because it's in your mailbox. And if it was a random drive-by curse, that's also terrifying too. Because like, what kind of person does that? It was so scary. And people were giving her advice, being like, you got to go into the woods. You've got to bury it. You can't throw it out. You can't keep it in your house. Whatever you do, do not open the bottle. And it was scaring me. It was like 2 a.m. I was reading this and I was like near tears.
Oh my God. You guys, I don't want anyone to be like, Natalia thinks she's a good person because she wouldn't curse anyone. That's not what
You don't want people to think you're a good person?
I mean, I wouldn't send a curse to someone. I would do like the opposite. Like on Instagram, when I see like someone going to like riding fancy horses in Europe or something and everyone's commenting on it and they're like, oh my God, I wish I could do this. I'm just like, I'm manifesting this for us all, girls.
Yeah.
And I like put like all of the fucking evil eyes in it. And then it like rises to the top comment because everyone's like, hell yeah. And like whenever I see someone and they're like, I don't know, doing something I want to do on social media, once again, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm manifesting this for all of us. And like the comment, the people like it, you know? So I feel like that's the opposite of a curse. It's like I'm bewitching people with like positivity.
There you go.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily because like I said, I don't think it's because I'm like too good to curse someone. Maybe I just haven't met someone I need to curse yet. So fucking don't test me, bitch, is what I'm saying here. Okay.
So in summation, neither of us would gift a cursed object to anyone.
Nobody matters to me that much. Sorry, guys. How difficult was it making the transition from audio to video? Would you do it again? Was it worth it?
It was incredibly difficult, guys. So difficult. I think if we were in person, maybe it would be less difficult, but because we're remote, there are so many times when you're editing a video episode where there was a delay, so the laugh is off. Or there was, I don't know, there was an audio glitch and I couldn't hear a joke that was said, or Nat couldn't hear something I said. And so that makes it way more difficult to edit because if you're remote but audio recording, you can kind of like manipulate the audio, like move things around easier so that it sounds like it flows better. Yeah. So we're not interrupting each other, for example. But it's harder to do that with video because if you move one video file, then now it's out of sync with the other video files.
So you gotta punch in, you gotta add memes. That's like more editing and it all stacks up. So it was incredibly difficult, but I think it's definitely been worth it. I love being able to connect with you guys on a more emotional level, which is what I feel like the video offers. And Spotify has let us come use their studio. And I feel like that was because we probably switched to video. So they were like, oh, like these are real people. This is a real podcast, you know? It seems more professional in my opinion, even though our videos don't seem that professional.
I think it's a mixed bag to answer the question. Like, it was very difficult to switch to video. Was it worth it? It was worth it in the sense that I do feel like we've gotten more opportunities because we are two people that you can see on a screen. And so brands or companies like Spotify, they see you and they're like, oh, you're actually like real people.
Yeah.
That live in the area, or one of you lives in the area, like, great, let's try to connect and see how we can help or not help. Brands like to see their products on a screen. So that's helped us get some more advertisers interested in the show. But in terms of like the editing process, it's definitely not worth it to switch to video. So only switch to video. If you're asking because you want to know for yourself, only switch to video if you are prepared for the extra workload. If you're not prepared for it, don't do it. It's so much easier to edit an audio only podcast.
Yep, that was a real answer, guys. We could have just given you like a very gatekeepy answer where we were just like, it's been so challenging, but we love you guys. And that's what I tried to do. But then Allie like went fucking real into it.
Like, okay. I'm going to be real with you guys. In some ways it's worth it. In some ways it's not. But that's life.
All right. Is it your turn or my turn?
It's my turn. Allie, have you watched Interstellar yet? I'll answer that to myself. I tried to watch it on an airplane recently and I was so bored. I watched the first 15 minutes and I was so bored. And I don't know if it's because on airplanes, I'm already extremely uncomfortable. So maybe I just wasn't paying attention as well as I should have. But within the first 15 minutes, it's like, here's Matthew McConaughey and he's a lowly farmer, but he's Matthew McConaughey. And look, he's driving through a cornfield, but he's Matthew McConaughey. I don't know. It was hard for me to get into it. So I would like to watch it. I've heard it's amazing. I would like to watch it when I'm not actively thinking I'm dying flying. And then maybe that would be better because airplanes is just panic attack city for me. And then seeing Matthew McConaughey pretending to be a farmer/scientist just pissed me off for some reason. So it was hard.
Okay. What is your proudest accomplishment related to the podcast?
Well, I just answered one, so we can both answer this one, right? I just answered.
Oh, no, but I want to know yours.
Oh, okay.
I'm
My
really interested in
proudest
Allie. I want to know the way. I want to
accomplishment.
know what makes her tick.
What a great question. What is my proudest accomplishment related to the podcast? I would say it has definitely helped me be smarter with geography.
I'm the map.
Which is great.
The maps. The fucking maps? Are you serious? No. Okay, new answer. No, the root beer and the maps. Oh my God.
I love root beer, guys. Oh my God. BJ's recently changed their root beer from being in glass bottles to being in aluminum cans. And BJ's, if you're watching this, you need to switch back to the glass bottles.
Hey, I have terrible news for you. My dad loves diet root beer in the cans, and he was recently with me on Thanksgiving, and he was like, hey, I found out, because he's got some like heart problems. He was like, I found out through all of these studies that have been covered up that the diet root beer in the can has been shown through some studies to correlate with some heart issues.
I mean, I believe it because it's super sugary, but I don't drink diet root beer. So maybe regular root beer, which is twice the sugar, is actually really good for your health. But yeah, so I would say proudest accomplishment related to the podcast. I do think it's made, I don't know how you feel about it, but I feel like it's made me a little bit smarter, like in terms of history and geography. I feel like there are many opportunities for me to like bring up interesting tidbits when I'm talking to people at like a random party because they'll get on a topic and I'm like, oh, the Cold War. I actually know a little bit about that, you know? Other than that, I would say being able to interview so many cool people and have guests on that are like really cool. Some of the people that have been on our show have like TV shows, and that's been really nice and interesting. So it's just like a good excuse to like talk to people that would normally never give you the time of day.
Right. Because they see it's like a barrier between you as just like an individual who's interested in them.
Right.
Or like you as a podcaster who's creating content. And like then they're like, oh, this is no longer creepy. It's professional.
Right.
It's like I feel confident opening up. Yeah, that's really nice. I would say, I mean, guys, you guys know I'm just an attention whore. My favorite podcast related memory has always been like fans like, oh, I love your podcast so much, or oh my God, I just started listening to you. Like I love the fans. I love having an audience. I was born to be in the lights, and so that is just how I feel.
Yeah, that's true. Cultivating like the Hauntie fandom has been really validating and rewarding for us. And then also, of course, we had a billboard this year. I mean, that's an incredible accomplishment. So that would definitely be up there as well.
That was cool.
Nat, out of all the paranormal places you've talked about, where would you actually visit?
I mean, a lot of them. The bar to entry for me to travel is not very high because I just want to get out of the house. And honestly, you guys, I'm from like a little tiny, I was born in a little tiny town in Texas, and then I grew up in a very small town in Oklahoma. Like moving to a city, LA, like that expanded my horizons in a way that most people don't get to do at all. And so any type of travel is like always very exciting for me because I grew up in like very small town, you know? So like now I'm very lucky that I've gotten to travel so much and gotten to get like such a portrait of the world, you know? So I can't think of one place that I wouldn't want to go. Like I like to just go visit some like a fucking trailer in the middle of Area 51, which is essentially what we did in 2019, you know? Like, but I also would love to go to like a haunted house in Paris where I can like wander through Saint Germain and like talk about the fucking Count of Saint Germain. You know, like I want to do it all. There's not one thing that I don't want to do. But recently we talked about Krakow, the dragon's lair beneath Krakow, and there is something about like medieval LARPy culture that I love. So I really like medieval towns. I think just to keep it on the season, I would like to go to Poland and see that. And I've got some family ties there too, which we you know, it would be nice to go see. And I know there's a bunch of other stuff near there. Like I saw the salt mines in Poland looked really, really cool. Yeah.
Would you go to the Drake Passage?
Fuck no.
So what's a topic we've covered that you wouldn't go besides Drake Passage?
I mean, I guess I would go to the Drake Passage if it was like legit, like if I was like with a legit fucking captain, but no, I'm not going on like a cruise. I want to go with someone who's like missing an eye, you know.
Has a peg leg.
Yeah, exactly. Like then I would feel safe because I would be like, oh, okay, like they, you know.
Would you go to Gotthard Tunnel?
Yes.
Would you go to Pine Gap?
Yes. I feel like all these places would make great vlogs.
That's true.
And I love vlogging, you
That's
guys.
true.
I live to edit the vlogs too. So I feel like those are good. Okay. Speaking of vlogs, Allie, would you play with a Ouija board for a vlog?
Ooh. Okay, prior to our bonus episode that we did with John Kozik of the Salem Witchboard Museum, I would have said no because I feel like so many listener stories we've gotten related to Ouija boards have scared the absolute shit out of me. And I love reading them because I love to be scared. I love horror films. I love it. But talking to John Kozik about it, for those of you who missed that bonus episode, the takeaway that he left us with was like, Ouija boards are like a phone. You can get a good message or a bad message talking to someone on the phone, but the phone itself is not evil. And that kind of changed the way that I think about Ouija boards. So I feel like I would. I feel like I would play with one for a vlog now. And when we went to the Salem Witchboard Museum last year, I felt so at home. I was loving it. I loved that museum so much. So yes, I would.
I love that answer.
Nat, I have a question for you. Are there any episodes or subjects that you would want to revisit?
Girl, I don't know. Help me because you know my memory's so bad.
Let me think.
Give me like a multiple choice here.
Annalise Michelle was your first one. The second one you did was about the treasure in the mountains, the Superstition Mountains.
Oh yeah. Okay, so all of those early episodes that were like the haunted gold rush, I really like that area in time. So like maybe some of those. You guys, by the way, if you hear people talking outside, there's like a literal party gathered outside of our door with like balloons and stuff. So maybe you get an extra podcast if you can hear what they're saying as well. I don't know. It's like maybe it's like a two-way
mirror. I just changed. I had my whole ass out over there earlier. I hope they can't see in.
Maybe that's why they're all there.
Maybe
they're wanting to see. They're trying to see something.
So you would revisit maybe some season 1 episodes that were like gold related?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair.
Okay, let's see. Allie, what has been your least favorite episode each other has done and why? Nat's least fave episode and Allie's episode and vice versa. Ooh, I love these like spicy.
This is spicy. Okay, so least favorite Nat episode and least favorite of mine?
I know what it's going to be. I think you tell me your least favorite that I've done.
And you tell me least favorite that I've done.
Yeah, make me cry though.
You're not going to cry.
Make me.
My least favorite was that, what was the one? Chemtrails. I didn't like chemtrails because chemtrails to me is like so obviously fake that it was really hard for me to utilize my suspension of disbelief and be like, maybe, which is like something fun about our show is that we try to be whimsical and always agree with whatever the haunted angle is. So that would be my least favorite, but it wasn't a bad episode. It was just like, I couldn't be whimsical about it.
I thought you were going to say the sex magic episode from this year.
No, I didn't dislike that one. I just genuinely didn't understand what sex magic was.
Okay. Do you know what it is now? Still no.
When you like do a cum tribute and you get more power.
Yes, guys, that's what it is.
That's what I took away from it is if some creep comes on a photo of you, he's more powerful now because of it. That's what I took away from it. And I think that's why I was so confused because I know that's not what it is. And so I just could not wrap my mind around it. You know what it is? That's my spinning apple. That's my sex magic is my spinning apple. Some people cannot picture an apple in their mind's eye. I cannot wrap my mind around sex magic.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, let me try to think. All of Allie's episodes are very good.
There are definitely some that like are boring though to you.
But I feel like the way we judge content is totally different. Like I judge whether or not we had fun making it and you judge like was it informative?
I thought we had fun during it. I just felt like it was less fun for me because I couldn't tap into the whimsy and childlike wonder.
Okay. I'm trying to think what episodes of Allie's.
I had a lot of fun during Gotthard Tunnel, and I didn't believe in that at all. But that one was really fun.
Oh, you know what? The hitchhiker effect. I wouldn't say I didn't like it. I didn't really get how it was different than an attachment.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just that it's aliens instead of ghosts.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay. Okay, next question. Let's see. What's a controversial topic you want to do but likely won't do an episode on?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything I wouldn't. You know what? I have thought about doing this topic multiple times and then decided not to do it, but that doesn't mean I'll never do it. Skinwalkers and Wendigos. I have thought about multiple times, like I would love to do an episode on those, but I feel like in order to do it, you would have to interview someone from like the communities that created those legends. And I've tried, like I've emailed people before and I've just never been able to get into contact with anyone. And so I feel like that's what holds me back from doing episodes on that. And I know some people get really, really upset if you say the word skinwalker because they think it's like a curse to even say it. And so I feel like it would be so hard to do an episode on it. What
Yeah,
about you?
That makes sense.
You can't think of anything?
I just say controversial stuff. We literally just edit it out, guys. That's what happens. I say controversial
true.
things all the time. I don't realize it's controversial. And then I hear the episode and I'm like, hey, we cut out the whole part about me talking about. And then Ally's just like, yeah. So that's what happens.
Sometimes I don't even have to, because Nat has an editor this year. And sometimes he'll just cut it out without anyone
know.
having to say anything.
I know. You guys don't get to, you don't know the full me. Oh, I know. There's one that I want to do. I've wanted to do one about like pregnancy superstitions and pregnancy
fun.
rituals and birth rituals and stuff like that
Yeah.
around the world. But I do find that speaking about women's bodies, which I disagree with, is very difficult in these times. And people spin out of control. And it's like, you know, I don't know.
Too controversial. So actually, that's perfect for the question.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I answered it.
Yeah. Here we go. Next question. Has your friendship shifted at all since you no longer live in the same state?
Yes and no. I feel like our friendship has shifted the most because I'm a mom now.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I think that's the biggest shift because, you know, I'm tired. My priorities have changed. When Alyssa and I started first being friends, we were like both single. We went out all the time as people do in our 20s. Our relationship was heavily based on listen to this crazy shit this guy I did is dating, or like listen to this unhinged stuff that someone we mutually know, listen to the drama. Oh, listen to this other thing that's happening. Like we would shoot the shit. And now I feel like our relationship has shifted a lot more because the time that we do spend together is usually on camera.
That's
because
true.
we put out a fuck ton of content so that we can have this podcast. So behind the scenes, we'll have some juicy drama and stuff like that. But I think we're more well adjusted now at this day and age. So we have less drama.
We see each other so much virtually.
Yeah. Having the podcast together has really changed our relationship with each other because we're business partners now.
That's true.
So I think there's a deepness because it's essentially like the level of commitment that I have with Alyssa in this podcast is not unlike being married to somebody.
That's true.
And when you have your partner that you're married to, it's not, you know, it's not every single day isn't rainbows and butterflies. There's also, oh shit, we got to pay the mortgage bill. Oh, I'm sick. Someone needs to take care of me. Oh, someone's got to take the dog out. Oh, okay. There's a fucking leak in our rental. Now we need, you know, like there's shit that needs to be handled. And I feel like sometimes that can be stressful for both of us. So I think our relationship has shifted from like two people who are like, let's go out and get drunk and have fun and take cute pics to like, we're fucking running a business together.
That's true.
And that I think is the major shift. And yeah, that's what that I think is the real shift of our friendship is that we're like no longer just friends.
Right. You're
We're
friends and partners.
Partners. Oh shit. Okay. Update on the stalker question marks.
Woo! Nat,
I don't
it's
really.
up to you if you want to say anything.
I haven't heard any. Nobody has been bothering me lately. I haven't heard of anything. I don't know what's going on. So I feel like no news is good news, and I wish I wish all of those people the best, and I hope that they get their dreams and have found more stable ground to stand on and wherever they are. Ally's silent.
Can you please spill all the mole tea? I'm begging you.
You guys, I could, but honestly, I'm the wrong person to spill it. I feel like it needs to be Ally that spills it because
I'll spill half of it. Okay. There have been several moles in our Patreon this year, for those of you who are not aware. What is a mole? A mole is someone who's not a fan, who does not wish you well, but who is so obsessed perhaps, that they are going to pay you money to hear what you're saying about your personal life. And so when we moved the personal hauntings behind a paywall this year, some moles have risen out of their little holes in the garden and have walked on over to our Patreon. And honestly, at first, I was pissed. I was so mad because, again, I just can't imagine. It's sort of like the witch bottle thing I was saying earlier about someone looked in their mailbox and saw this witch bottle. On one hand, who gives a shit? They're giving you money. They're listening to your content. Who cares? But I was genuinely mad just because I cannot imagine doing that to someone else. And it almost felt violating, which I know is stupid because it's obviously out there. Even though it's behind a paywall, it's still public, whatever. But I did feel super mad about it just because I felt like I wouldn't have done that if the roles were reversed. So one of the moles is allegedly from the Dawdleston messages. And I'm saying allegedly just because.
To say allegedly.
Just to say, I'm saying allegedly. Who
and y'all,
knows?
She's not happy, allegedly.
I don't know if she still is. I don't know if her and her army have moved on, but for a while it was like, holy shit. You know what it taught me? It taught me that in the paranormal world, paranormal belief systems really do mirror religion and religious belief systems so much, to the point where I feel like some people who have had paranormal experiences and talked about it publicly become a Jesus-like figure to people who hear about what happened to them or what they wrote or what they went through. And it turns into like, this person is untouchable. We cannot criticize them because they are Jesus. But like, that's not true. Like, these people that have these paranormal experiences are still people. People are good and bad.
Some of them are crazy.
And some of them
and bad.
And some of them join Patreons and get super angry and try to get you to delete your entire podcast.
And start beef. Like, there's a few of you guys who were on the Reddit when someone went in there and was like trying to start beef with a different podcast. And then it was like super uncomfortable because that person from the podcast reached out and was like, hey, I heard there's beef. And I was like, there's not. And everything's cool now, you know, but that's like kind of crazy. And the reasoning behind it for them was like, oh, is it not crazy? Is it not crazy to take information that's out there available to the public, even if it is behind a paywall? You need to take your podcast down. And we're like, we don't take our podcast down for anyone. First of all, I don't even know how that would work. And second of all, there's nothing we said there that's hurtful or that wasn't true. That's not written on Facebook. Like, that Allie read some comments that were kind of funny that people had, like personal anecdotes. And she even said, hey, this is a comment that someone wrote. I don't know if it's true or not, about some of the characters in the book that we read. And I'm going to read them. They are on a public forum on the Facebook.
It's a public forum. I verified they are who they said they are. I DM'd with some people. Like, this is the unverified information, but I can verify that these people are who they say they are. And that was like very anger inducing to
someone else.
So anyway, we've had several moles and I have spilled the tea on what one of them is, but there are others that have been so strange and bizarre. And I guess if you listen real close to closing credits every single week this year, you might hear some names and be like, what? And that was probably a mole. Will we still have video episodes in 2026?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I hope to get even more professional, you know? I'm manifesting what we're in right now. I'm manifesting this for us. Let's hope the podcast takes off so much in 2026. Maybe with the Spotify radar program that we've been selected with, we will be able to manifest enough of a following that we can have a professional setup like this. I don't know how it would work because we're in different states, but who knows? Maybe we could get together, you know, every 6 to 8 weeks or something and batch episodes.
Yeah.
Okay, what is a topic that each of you wanted to cover this season but didn't?
I think that kind of is the same question as a previous few questions ago, right? Yeah, the controversial stuff. But there was nothing. Oh, well, I guess maybe it's a little different. There are some episodes that I had picked out, like topics I had picked out that I just didn't have time to record because we get like 20 something episodes per person each year. And so I just didn't have time, but they'll be on next season. So like, for example, I really wanted to do an episode on Amelia Earhart because it's kind of a mystery what happened to her plane. Also, she's an icon. She was a woman pilot, super cool. And I just didn't have time this year because that one I feel like is going to be like Rasputin, which was like 3 hours long or something, because you're trying to talk about somebody's entire life leading up to the mystery.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, my basic answer is there were a few topics that I just started researching and I was like, okay, there actually like isn't enough here, or this is kind of fake. One of them was the Kanye Quest conspiracy, which maybe I'll do in 2026. I don't know. But there just didn't seem to be a whole lot of meat there. And I just felt like it wasn't, I don't know. For me to have a good episode, I have to like literally be interested in something. Otherwise, it just becomes like me reading Wikipedia and that's bores me and I just can't, it's not going to be an interesting episode for me. So yeah, I felt like that way. It just like wasn't hitting right. But maybe if Kanye does some crazy shit, which he might.
If history
if history repeats itself, then maybe it'll open up my interest back into that topic.
Is there a new cryptid or strange animal that has haunted your mind this year? I mean, the mole. That's kind of a
cute
little strange animal.
Like the mole has definitely had positive hauntings for me. I don't know, guys. The dragons have just been in my mind. It just kind of happened. I think it was sparked by the Wobble Castle episode, or maybe I was thinking about it before then, and then that, was the final straw that sent me into psychosis. I don't know. But I was thinking about, like, unicorns and dragons and, like, mythical animals that people can ride. If you guys are on Patreon, I spiraled out of control when I saw on Facebook Marketplace when Allie was like, we can redecorate our, now that we're doing videos, we can like have like a cute little scene or whatever. And I was like, I found on Facebook Marketplace a 7-foot tall pink unicorn that was literally the entire budget she gave me to do for my background. And I was like, fuck the soundproofing. Who gives a shit about that? Like, I want this 7-foot unicorn, which wouldn't even fit in my office because
we would have to cut the legs off.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe the unicorn. Yeah.
I did find a 7-foot Bigfoot on Facebook Marketplace the other day, guys, and way too expensive. We're not getting it, but it did make me laugh, and I sent it to Nat. This question is another one for you, so I'll read it again. Okay. Nat, is there a conspiracy that you wanted to talk about this year that just didn't fit with the schedule?
Allie and I think it was this year that we were talking about alien conspiracies. Right? Like we were texting about it, like saying like, oh my God, what if the aliens are demons and demons are real?
That was last year.
That was last year.
Because that was Prison Planet time.
Oh, okay. I think I like got kind of conspiracied out, but I am more interested in cults right now. Like I feel like next year I'm going to take a dive into cults because there's these girls that keep coming to my house and they're so interesting. And I haven't let them in yet. They come to my house. They're like, hey, like, I can see you're so busy with your baby right now. They're soliciting some religion. I don't know. And, oh, is this a bad time? And they're just, like, so meek and humble. And something about them, I just, like, I don't know. Like, I look at them like a cat playing with string. Like, let me hear your pitch. Like, pitch me.
Give me your elevator pitch about your Lord.
Yeah, pitch me your religion. Pitch me your Lord. Pitch me your cult. I'm interested. I'm listening,
So next year is going to be a cult year.
I don't know.
I think it should be.
I don't know. Because I feel, well, maybe. We'll see. Could be something else.
I know what you mean, though. Sometimes you do a lot of episodes in a year and then you kind of get like whatever doubt about it. That's how I felt about ghost stories for a while. Not last year. I think it was the year before that. I got kind of like ghosted out. And so that's why last year I did a lot of alien stuff. But then I never really get aliened out, but I just felt like the audience was probably aliened out. So then, you got to switch it up every once in a while.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in dangerous territory of just like ruining someone's life, of just being like, wow, this person I just met, like, let me just do an episode on them. Yeah. Like this lady that I barely know, So try not to get too creative with the subjects, but yeah. Allie, if you could, who would you like to interview about aliens, and would you try to go to one of the congressional hearings?
Oh my God. Yes. First of all, yes, I would love to go to one of the congressional hearings. I don't even know how you get on a list to go there. I am doing my UAP hearing recap over on Patreon still. Very sadly, I recorded a 2-hour episode that was super in-depth and then realized my microphone wasn't on. And because it's unscripted, there's no way for me to know what I said. So, yeah, that sucked. I was super sad. But I am going to be re-recording it soon. It's probably already up by now by the time you guys are watching this. But I would talk to anyone who has testified at the UAP hearings. I would love to talk to any of those guys. And honestly, there are a few representatives that ask questions during those hearings that I've watched. People like man on the street style interviews will they'll run after them in Washington, D.C. and be like, what did you learn in today's hearing that was behind closed doors? And there are some that spill so much information that I'm pretty sure is illegal. They're not allowed to do it. Tim Burchett in particular, who's a representative from, I think, Tennessee, he's constantly getting man on the streeted and he will say shit. He'll be like, yeah, so there's we think there's probably 5 underground alien bases under the ocean, and so that's kind of what I'm thinking at this point. And the person interviewing will be like, thank you, and he just continues walking across the street.
Oh my God. Yeah. So to answer your question, yes.
This one's for you. Would you rather be a person with an average body and weak sex drive, or an alpha werewolf with an insatiable need to protect your pack? That's 100% for you, whoever wrote it. Did you write it? That sounds like something you would have submitted.
It's pretty suspect. I might have wrote it. But I was hoping that you would read it and you would answer it, because I know my answer. Now I want to know what your answer would be.
That's such a loaded question. Would I rather be a person with an average body and weak sex drive, or an alpha werewolf with an insatiable need to protect your pack? Well, actually, now that I've read it twice, if I were a person with an average body and weak sex drive, I could work out a lot to get a good body, and I could get the G shot to up my sex drive.
You don't want to be an alpha with an insatiable need to protect your pack?
An alpha werewolf? I don't want to have to worry about what I'm doing every full moon when I black out and grow hair and run through my town. What if the cops shoot me?
That's a myth, supposedly, according to some lore. It's a myth that they turn at the full moon, according to some lore. Is what I would say if I was the person who wrote that episode. That if I was the person who wrote that question, that's what I would say. But I'm obviously not that person.
Wait, what's Wait, I'm so confused. I thought that was the whole lore of werewolves, is that you can turn into a wolf.
Well, there's a new type of werewolf, and it's a type of werewolf that fucks you, and they live in books. And people are really into them. Okay, guys? There's a whole subgenre.
Oh, you know what? I was talking to a friend the other day that reads romantasy, and she was reading something, and I was asking her, what's the, craziest thing you've ever read? And she was like, honestly, I've read so many, I can't even think of it. But she was like, there was one where, a guy was a werewolf, and, in his wolf form, he, went down on his partner. And I don't remember the rest because I, blacked out after I heard
crazy.
That. Nat, what's your least favorite episode this season?
I don't know.
You know what? I wish I had had more time for the Vanished 727 episode I did, because I feel like I could have made it so much scarier. And there was also some other information I found out later that kind of deepened the mystery of what happened to that airplane. And I just didn't know it at the time because we had a tight turnaround on that episode. So maybe that's my least favorite, just because I wish that I had had more time on it.
What other episodes have happened this year?
The Red Ghost is another one I wish that I had had more time on.
Oh, I loved that one. About the camel guy?
Yeah. I thought it was cool, but it didn't get very many streams. And so I feel like if I had had more time, I could have maybe switched up the order of the things I talked about to make people more interested in it.
What are some of mine this season?
Okay, here we go. Yamashita's Gold. Zaza Hotel was great. Those
were both great. Yamashita and Zaza were good.
Ernest Shackleton I really liked.
That was good.
Bayesian Super Yacht was good. Nahani Valley, I don't remember that one.
That was the one where they people got their heads cut off.
Oh yeah, that was interesting. Immortal Alchemist Count Saint Germain.
I liked that one.
Chessman Park.
I liked that
Gotthard Tunnel.
I liked that one.
Helltown, Ohio.
I liked that one.
Coral Castle.
I liked that one. Oh, maybe Coral Castle.
Yeah, maybe Coral Castle, because Didn't people tell us later? They were like, hey, there's actual videos of the guy building it if you just looked into it.
Yeah.
But I feel like we could have made so many jokes if we had known that during the episode. We could have like watched the videos and just clowned on it the whole time.
Oh shit, this is a loaded question, Allie. What was the worst podcast disaster that's happened in the past 7 years?
The worst podcast disaster of ours or in general in the podcasting world?
In the podcasting world, the great podcasting tsunami of 2023.
I mean,
disaster.
In the podcasting world, didn't Ellen DeGeneres' downfall happen in the last 7 years? Like, that's probably a pretty big downfall.
Yeah.
Like a pretty big disaster
okay, but
for
what
her
about
team.
for our podcast?
Disaster. You know what? I know what it is. We didn't get to go to Pitbull to see his concert because you were in jail.
Yeah, you guys, you
that
know how
was the disaster.
I bought front row tickets at the Hollywood Bowl for us to see Pitbull. Okay. And I remember asking Allie, I was like, look, front row tickets, they're pretty expensive, but it's the Hollywood Bowl. But like, fuck it, I want to go. Because it was like July. So I was like, it's for your birthday and my birthday combined.
Yeah.
And like, whatever. And then I didn't get to go because I was in jail. And I had insurance on them, which I literally never get insurance because it's such a fucking scam.
Oh, that's
amazing. I have insurance. And I reached out to them and I said, hey, here's like the detention slip of me being in jail or whatever. And I couldn't go to it. And they were like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like being held in incarceration is not covered. And so I never got my money back for them.
That's bullshit.
It was several $1,000s, guys. And
you know
I didn't get to see Pitbull. And I had to go to jail. Talk about the fucking worst.
That was a
That
disaster.
was a huge disaster.
That was a big disaster. That's reminding me. I went on a bachelorette party a few years ago and I was the person that purchased all of the like shows that we were going to go see. And then it turns out one of the people was quite religious and we did not realize. And so I was trying to get refunds on some of the stuff that the person didn't want to go to. And religious stuff, not a reason either. I thought insurance was like, hey, I'm paying for this because I just might not go. And so that's what I thought it was. So I was like, hey, we're not going to this anymore. I want a refund. And they were like, well, what's the reason?
Yeah.
I was like, well, the person just decided that, whatever, we weren't aware. There's like a religious thing. Nope, doesn't count. So then I tried calling back later and speaking to someone else and lying. And I was like, she got COVID. And they were like, okay, where's the doctor's note? And so then I tried calling back later and I was like, her flight got delayed. All right, we need to see the flight manifest. So like there's no way to claim insurance unless it's like a very specific thing.
Can you just say like they died?
You have to show a death certificate. I'm not joking. They were like serious.
Well, then I would just be like, I got COVID and I would forward a doctor's note. Fuck you, insurance.
Well, I think that's insurance fraud.
That's why I never get it. That's why I never get insurance, because it's fucking stupid. Okay.
Nat, if you had to start over, what would you do differently?
Just in life?
I think the show, but but you could answer both.
Damn, that's loaded. In life, what would I do? I know what I would do differently. I would have, God, this is complicated. I want to say I would have not moved to LA and tried to spend my 20s becoming an actress because it was a huge waste of time. But that is what led me to meet Alyssa and start this podcast.
And Cody.
Yeah, but God, that just wasted a lot of time. And during that time, I could have been doing literally anything else. Literally anything else. I could have done, I could have been good at anything. And I just was so stubborn because everyone's like, don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your dreams. And so you don't want to be that one person who like gave up on your dreams so that everyone's going to be like, oh, you're just like that meme of the person who gave up on your dreams. So even when it wasn't fun anymore and I didn't like it and I didn't feel like it was aligning with who I was as a person and as a creative and like where I was in life and what I wanted to do, I kept doing it because I was like, if I can just stick it out, then like when I land that big role and, everything makes sense and I can pay all my bills and I have leverage in the industry and I can do the projects I want, then it'll all be worth it. So I feel like I really just lost part of my soul during that time. But, I don't know. It's all how you frame it. I guess I could look back and be like, wow, you really learned what you don't like.
That's true. That's important in
you
life.
You learned what doesn't work.
You know what? I was just talking to someone a few months ago about something. They had like started a business. It didn't work out and they're back in the workforce. And they were kind of expressing to me like, I wish I had never done this. And I was like, no, that's not true. Because if you hadn't have done it, then you would have gone your whole life thinking, if I had just done that, I could be Leonardo DiCaprio now. Or if I had just done this, I could be Bill Gates now. So you had to have the experience of knowing you don't like it so that you don't have that like wistful regret that so many older people live with, I feel like.
That's true. I think though to actually give good advice, because I heard there's this model I follow on Instagram. Her name's Vita Sidorkina, I think. She's not a model anymore, but she like did Victoria's Secret once and now she's just like a content creator. But she was talking about how, like you said, she like tried to create like a vegan ice cream brand and it like didn't take off and didn't work. And she like looked back on it and felt like so depressed about it. But she was like, the reason I felt depressed about it was because I had done something as a money grab that I wasn't that passionate about.
Oh,
and
interesting.
So when it didn't work out, I felt like it was time wasted. But now with my new business pursuits, I'm only doing things that I'm passionate about. And so even if they don't work out, I don't feel like it wasn't time wasted because I had so much fun doing it. And I was like working on a skill that actually matters to me. She's like, because I don't give a fuck about the vegan ice cream.
Right.
Yeah. So
I wish there were more vegan ice cream brands. If you're out there and you have the means and the money, I will put my face on an ice cream brand that is vegan and I'll be the only customer. That's how I feel about anything vegan and gluten-free. There's a donut shop in the Valley in Canoga Park. And they make vegan gluten-free donuts. And every time I'm driving past the Valley, I stop there and I buy a dozen donuts. And I'll just pass them out to people because I'm like, this place cannot go under. Please don't go under.
Allie, do you think your pets see ghosts?
Winnie might. For those of you who don't know, I have 2 dogs, Winnie and Littlefoot. Littlefoot is 6 to 7 pounds on a good day. He's a Chihuahua with very long legs. And Winnie is a just little mutt. She is more expressive. I feel like she has thoughts and feelings and goals and aspirations and like gets disappointed about things. Littlefoot, I don't know. I love him a lot, but I don't know that there's much going on there. I'm not confident he can see at all. So I think that Winnie, if anyone could see ghosts, it would be Winnie. Sometimes she does like sit up because she sleeps on my bed at night. And so sometimes she does like sit up and like look into a corner. And it's probably just a pipe making noise or a car driving by outside. But sometimes I wonder, I'm like, is the Hat Man here?
Maybe.
Nat, would you ever collab with a non-paranormal themed podcast?
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Next question. Allie, if you were the ghost of a sunken ship, where would be your favorite spot on the ship to haunt, or would you haunt the shores?
I would not haunt the shores. I would haunt the deep. And I would like to hang out in the crow's nest because I feel like I would never voluntarily go into a crow's nest as a living person just because it seems so difficult to get up into. And if you fall, like, you're just dead. But as a dead person already, that would be sick. You can just float up there and look around and, like, if you fall, you just float back down. Yeah.
We all float on, okay.
Yeah, great question. Nat, do you have a favorite scary / paranormal themed movie or TV show?
I famously cannot handle like scary stuff because I get nightmares and things. But I will say the last thing that I watched that really fucked me up, and I feel like everyone needs to watch it because not enough people did, was the mini series that Netflix did a few years ago on Dracula.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was so good. It was like a psychological thriller, and like I still think about some of the scenes. I don't want to give spoilers, but horrifying. And I watched that shit by myself. You guys, I used to be so brave. I tell you, at the end of the day, I lived by myself in downtown LA. I would like go ride a fucking metro bike to my work, you know, go do my Pilates job, ride my metro bike back. I didn't even have like a car I could drive. And then I would take antidepressants and I would play video games.
Fuck yeah.
And I would watch scary things by myself. And then I had some trauma with a stalker and it made me not like getting too scared anymore.
Makes sense. Perfectly understandable. Yeah.
Allie, oh, these are a lot. Wow, this is a bonus. Okay, one, how long? Okay, let's rapid fire through these, Allie, because there's a lot. This person has cheated the system and asked 5 questions in one. One, how long do you guys plan to keep podcasting? What can we as the listeners do to help keep it going?
Answer. However long until we can't do it anymore. If we ever get to a point where like we don't have enough time or it doesn't make financial sense anymore, then we wouldn't do it anymore. And then to answer the second part, how can listeners help keep it going? You can comment on every single platform anytime we post. You can retweet or repost. You can share our episodes. You can try to bring new people into the fandom, or you can buy our merch and or join our Patreon.
2, what has been your most likely to play haunted game that you have covered?
I feel like I would do
Man on the Field.
God, they're so hard. No, because that one, there's no way you can beat that one. There's no way. I have too many objects in my house.
The elevator game?
The elevator game. Yeah, you're right.
3, what would you guys go ghost hunting?
Yes.
I think it would be a funny YouTube series, even though I know you guys aren't located together anymore.
Yes. Yeah, we would do that.
4, would you ever try sex magic? No, I still don't fully understand
Oh my
it.
God. Thank God someone else still doesn't fully understand. I saw so many comments that were like, I don't know why Allie doesn't understand it. It's so obvious. It's so obvious what sex magic is. It's not creepy at all. It's actually very normal. And I'm like, I don't get it. I'm not doubting you that it's not creepy. I just, for whatever reason, that is my spinning apple. Would I ever try it? No, because I don't even know. I don't understand it.
5, who's most likely to fall in love with ChatGPT?
I don't think either of us are likely to fall in love with it.
I've told it I love it before.
Okay, Nat. I was trying to be nice. It's Nat. Okay, next question, Nat. What do you think the sponsors think of your awesome ad reads? I recently learned that Manscaped was apparently not a fan of some of them, but I absolutely loved those. They were better than any other Manscaped ads on any other podcast. From Chatty Watty the Puddin' Patty.
I don't know that they didn't love the ad reads. I think they just didn't think they got enough return on their investment.
Possible.
Yeah, because who could not like those ad reads? Those were incredible. They went on for like 10
They were
minutes.
so
Everyone loved
long.
them so much. I think, no news is good news. I feel like
yeah. They don't tell you if they like them.
they don't tell you if they like them or not. They just either ask you to do more or don't ask you to do more. So
Yeah.
when we do one and they like it and we get a renewal, then we're like, oh, okay, I guess they liked it. But yeah, I've never heard one of them be like, oh, actually, can you do this differently?
Sometimes they do. Sometimes
do?
they'll say like, hey, we need to make good.
Oh, yeah.
Like-
But that's usually just because they didn't think it got enough traction. Not
Yeah.
because the
Or the
content.
verbiage was wrong. Like you needed to
Oh.
say on up the top that it was an ad and you didn't. Yeah.
Okay. Allie, episode suggestions for season 8. 1, the butterfly people of Joplin, Missouri. 2, the mysterious disappearance of Chief Black Hawk remains. 3, mysteries, folklore, legends, and other curses about the Mississippi River. There's apparently a steamboat apparition that is on the river around the city I grew up in southeast Iowa that can be seen during spooky season.
Okay.
It's not a question, but
the butterfly people
respond.
of Joplin, Missouri. Nobody Google that because I have been working on an episode about that for, I'm not joking, 2 years. I interviewed one person who survived it's associated with a natural disaster. I interviewed one person who survived the natural disaster. And I had 2 other people lined up to interview and then they backed out at the last minute. So I'm trying to find other people who survived the disaster to interview. But I'm not joking. 2 years ago, I interviewed one person about it. So it is coming. Don't Google it. Just wait. That way it's a nice surprise for you. And Chief Black Hawk remains. Cool. We'll probably do that. Mississippi River. Amazing. Hey, ladies, I've been wanting to send in a listener story, but it might run long. I know the voicemails are in 3-minute intervals, but is there a limit that you would recommend for someone calling the Hauntie hotline?
I say if you're not boring, just keep talking.
Yeah.
Tell your story, just run over. If it hangs up on you, call back again, start where you left off and just keep going. But as a rule of thumb, shorter is better. Like you leave people wanting more. I feel like that's something we can work on as podcasters. Our
Yeah.
episodes do run very long.
Yeah,
but
I need to get more concise for sure.
But generally, like if you were to be auditioning for something, shorter is better. If it's good and it's short, you're going to get called back in. If it's bad and it's long, they're going to
die.
you.
They're going to
Yeah.
murder you. I would say, as the person that edits the Hauntie hotline, it's very hard for me to edit them without pre-listening to it. And I try really hard to not listen to it because I want to be surprised when we play them on the podcast. So I have found in general 4 voicemails. So that is 12 minutes. That is easier for me than when they're if there's like 10 voicemails, it's still, I mean, I still enjoy it, but I have to listen to it at that point because I need to know if you're just repeating yourself, because it does feel unnatural to call someone, it hangs up on you, and then you call back and to pick up where you left off. So people tend to repeat themselves. So if I see that many voicemails, then I have to listen to it when I'm editing it. So I would say 4 or less is great for me because then I don't have to listen to it and I can still be surprised.
Allie, what is one topic that you became a believer in after researching it that you didn't necessarily believe in
Ooh.
before?
Okay, yeah. I always believed in aliens, but I have gotten way more into aliens through the podcast. Like, I mean, all the little weird things. Like CE5 meditation to communicate with the UFOs. Never done it, probably will never do it. But there's a piece of me now, whereas usually I would like roll my eyes. Now I'm like, damn, maybe there are some people that can like really tap into that consciousness that communicates with the UFOs it's flying by. So I would say the alien related stuff, I have definitely become more of a believer in since starting the podcast. Nat, would you rather watch an autopsy or an exorcism?
Exorcism. Allie, what color do you think each other's auras are?
We already did our auras. Yours was white and mine was red.
Allie, what's the scariest paranormal thing you've ever experienced?
Not much. I mean, the only paranormal thing I've ever experienced was that floating eye in the room.
You also heard your name.
That's true. That didn't scare me. What's the scariest one you've experienced? Oh, everything. You got so many
Yeah,
scary?
I have a lot. I think the shadow man that reaches for me when I'm sleeping in a bed that's not my own in a hotel. It always happens in hotels or Airbnbs. It didn't happen in my friend's house that I'm sleeping in last night.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Maybe you've evolved past, or maybe he's moved on. He's like, all right, I tried like 4 times to scare this bitch.
Maybe her house is protected. Because like I have come to the paranormal conclusion that my home's protected because I have like evil eyes and wards and things like that on it. And maybe hers is too. And maybe the hotels aren't. And I need to get better at doing that.
Yeah.
I need to be like, hold on, let me place a ward on the hotel.
Yeah. Nat, you've covered a lot of mysteries over the years. What's one unsolved mystery you'd most want to know the answers to?
I want to know about the Jeffrey Epstein thing because I just want to know if I was right. I want to know if it really is like a CIA cover-up where they got in too deep and the CIA was using Jeffrey Epstein and filming people and compromising positions and instances with people they shouldn't be in to blackmail political leaders into doing what they want. I want to know if I was right.
Right.
Yeah.
I would want to know where Kenny Veach's body is and where Lars Matonk's body is. I feel like the disappeared people baffles me. Like, how can you just disappear in this day and age where we have so much surveillance everywhere all the time?
Yeah. Allie, would you two do recorded watch-along reactions with movies and shows? Press play in 1, 2, 3. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, it's like, so on a live stream, like we would be together and we'd tell the audience, load up this video, press play in 1, 2, 3, and we watch it together. I've actually thought about it before. There are a couple things, like I would want to do that for Mimi's TV show. I would want to do that for James DeAngelis's short film that he did based on an episode we made. But I always worry that we would somehow be infringing on copyright because maybe you could hear it in the background even if we had headphones. I don't know.
Oh my God, that's such an Allie thing to think about.
I don't know. That's what I worry about. Nat, how is being a mom of 2? Was it harder going from 0 to 1 baby or going from 1 to 2 babies?
Being a mom of 2 is great. I'm fulfilled by being a mom. I think there's a lot of different ways to feel about being a mom. They're all valid. I am very fulfilled by it, and so I really do like it. Was it harder to go from 0 to 1 or 1 to 2? I think it was harder to go from 0 to 1, not because of what everyone else says. It's because my first one is genuinely insane. My first child never wanted to be hugged or cuddled, only wanted to get away, only wanted to explore, had terrible colic, wasn't super attached to me as a toddler, was very curious and very high energy. And that was a difficult child to parent and still can be challenging because he's not afraid of consequences. He doesn't care what other people think. And those are all skills that I think will really behoove him when he's older because I can see him being like a leader and beating to his own drum. But as a mom, it's really difficult to deal with a child who can't be disciplined because they just don't care.
Yeah.
And my second one is the opposite, is like hugs me, just wants to be held all the time, looks at me with like these baby eyes and just like is such a cuddler. And I feel like that was my reward, because I feel like the majority of moms, when you become a mom, you want like a baby that likes you and is sweet,
Right.
you know? And so I feel like with my second one, he has more of that attitude. So it was like easier because he doesn't want to upset me. He literally just wants to be with me. So I can just strap him to my chest and like get stuff done during the day, where with my first one I couldn't. He was like, put me down.
Yeah, I need to go run.
Yeah, I need to run as fast as I can into the street. Would you guys ever go on a small tour?
Yes, actually, guys, we're not positive if this is going to happen or not, but next year, please be paying attention. We are hoping to do a show in Los Angeles, possibly, and then we're also hoping to do a show with some other podcasts. It's so hard to talk about things when they're not set in stone because you never know, like it could just not work out, but we are trying to answer that question. We're trying, and we would love to do a small tour. Nat, what is one thing you think people are absolutely stupid for believing in? An example for me would be flat earthers.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of stupid things.
There's usually like a grain of truth in most stupid
That's
things.
the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, even with the flat earthers, there's a part of that conspiracy that I think is hilarious and great, which is that NASA is actually like an acronym for Satan and is like a snake or something like that. You know, like that's hilarious. And I like that. But I don't know.
I'm trying to think of something. Most of the stuff we cover. Oh, I mean, obvious answer for me then would be chemtrails. I was going to be like, everything is valid, but no, I don't think chemtrails are valid. So that's what I would pick. Is there anything that you've covered that you're like, that's for sure fake? You can't really say that about folklore, I feel like, because most folklore is cultural. And like I said, a lot of paranormal belief systems are like similar to religious belief systems. And I would never tell someone they're dumb or stupid for believing in Buddha or Muhammad or Jesus or whatever. So I feel like those are off the table. So for me, it would have to be, chemtrails.
I don't know, guys. Like everything I talk about, I don't think is stupid unless I've said it's stupid, you know? Like, do I actually think the Whaley house is going to turn into a whale? Probably not, but it could, and I wouldn't be surprised.
There you go.
Allie, who would Allie go gay for?
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. Back in the day, I used to say when people would be like, what's your celebrity crush? My male celebrity crush is boring. It was Ryan Gosling, but specifically in Lars and the Real Girl. I only am attracted to him in that movie. I actually don't, no offense, not that he's going to watch this. He doesn't care. He's rich. But like, no offense. I don't find him attractive, generally speaking, but I really liked him in Lars and the Real Girl. And then for women, I used to say it was Jenny Slate because she's so fucking funny. But now, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I haven't seen what she looks like recently. I haven't watched her in anything recently, so I don't know. But it used to be Jenny Slate. Nat, would you rather be turned into a Labubu every full moon or be a Labubu that gets to be human for the full moon?
I would rather be turned into a Labubu every full moon. You guys, I don't want to be a Labubu all the time. That would be terrible. Allie, what is your thoughts on the new Frankenstein movie?
I haven't seen it yet, but I do love Guillermo del Toro, and I feel like it would be good. I liked The Shape of Water. I like Pan's Labyrinth. He did Pan's Labyrinth, right? Yeah. So I feel like I'll like it. My one complaint that's kind of annoying is like, I wish he would do more scripts about women that are monsters that get a normal man to love them. I know that's like so nitpicky and annoying, but I do feel like Shape of Water is like this wonderful lady that falls in love with a monster that swims in the ocean.
Mhm.
Frankenstein is a wonderful lady falling in love with a monster. I want to see the opposite. I would like a gender bender.
What about, well, this isn't exactly, but Crimson Peak, I think he did too. Did he? Or was that?
I haven't seen that.
Or was that Tim Burton? I don't know. They kind of like overlap in style to
Yeah,
me.
they do. It's a very cool toned horror.
Goth.
Yeah, goth. Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck, marry, kill. Bill Skarsgård's Count Orlok, Jacob Elordi's The Creature, or Hugh Jackman's Van Helsing.
Jacob Elordi's The Creature. Who is that? I don't know. I don't know Count Orlok either. I know who's Bill Skarsgård
It's Frankenstein.
is. Oh,
Here.
The Creature
The Creature is Frankenstein's creature.
Damn, he's kind of hot. Okay, wait. Let me see Bill Skarsgård's Count Orlok.
He's not hot. Count Orlok. Oh, it just disconnected from the internet. Well, he's not hot. I'm telling you right now. It's from
This is Nosferatu. When Bill
What?
Oh. Well, fuck. Bill Skarsgård is really hot.
He's hot generally.
Yeah,
speaking.
his Nosferatu. I don't know because I haven't seen that movie either, you guys.
I saw Nosferatu and it was really good.
Yeah, but I know there's like some crazy horny scenes in that movie, right? Because I've seen some of them in reels.
Sort of, yeah. I didn't think it was too over the top.
I would have to say marry Hugh Jackman's Van Helsing because he's just like a normal dude and it's Hugh Jackman and he's like a guy that's like hot that you could like fuck all the time and like is marriage material because he's like also kind of got his shit together and could like help you out. Like I don't trust Count Orlok or The Creature to like help me out if I get stuck in jail, you know? But
God, yeah.
Van Helsing I feel like might come through.
Yeah, he'll like Kool-Aid man into your jail cell and just take you out.
So I'm going to definitely fuck The Creature. Or wait, no, was that? Yeah, that was the hot one, right? I'm going to fuck The Creature. He looks fucking feral and like he is diabolical in the bedroom. And marry Hugh Jackman and kill Count Orlok. Allie, will your podcast be available on Deezer? Recently switched from Spotify and I'd love to continue to listen.
I am not familiar with Deezer. I will look into it. There are so many ways you can listen to our show that we don't even know about because basically our RSS feed, which is every time we upload a video, like it goes to this URL and then that URL pushes it to other platforms. So anywhere our RSS feed has been linked, it'll push out to. So if you don't listen on Spotify, which is obviously what we prefer, as you can see from our backdrop, there's still like a billion places you can listen to us. The easiest way to see where the places are that we know about would be to go to our Instagram, click on the link in bio, and it'll show, like you can just scroll and see all the places that I know we're at. But if there's more, I've been told that people like literally have our RSS feed and they like listen to it on random things. So I don't know. I'll look into it. Deezer. Never heard of it before. Nat, would you play the Illuminati card game if you could get your hands on a copy? Or will it be too haunted?
I absolutely would. I love doing tarot, and it kind of seems like tarot to me, so that's a yes. Allie, what's a mimic that you fear the most?
Of a loved one. I would say a mimic of a loved one is very, very scary to me. But for some reason, the mimics of inanimate objects really got my goat when we were doing that episode. Nat, any updates on 3-Eye Atlas? And how have you seen regular people, not Haunties, react to this mysterious object?
Well, Allie interviewed the person who was going around and the guy from Harvard who was going around and talking about the 3L Atlas possibly being a spaceship as like a thought exercise. So I feel like she's more qualified to talk on this, but I'm just a regular person, I think. So I'm more qualified to talk on the second part, which is what I will do. I feel like people who aren't Haunties like know about 3Eye Atlas because it's kind of like mainstream media.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be like, have you heard of this spaceship thing? I don't know, man. It's crazy. And then I'll like be like, well, actually, my co-host interviewed the guy. So I feel like it's kind of bringing normies into the paranormal scene and it's good.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'd also like helped my dad understand the concept of a podcast, which was kind of nice this year because he watches mainstream media because he's a boomer and, CNN and whatever. And Avi Loeb has been on some of those mainstream media channels talking about 3Eye Atlas. And so when he found out I interviewed him, he got like super pumped. And I don't let him listen to our show because I just don't think he would like it. But I did send him just the whole interview I did with Avi Loeb. It was like an hour long. And I just sent it to him and he watched it. I think I only put 30 minutes in the public episode. And he was like, whoa, can I send this to friends? And I was like, if you want to, but please don't tell them what my show is. Like, so I feel like that was nice. It like helped my dad kind of understand the concept of a podcast. Very recently, he was like, hey, you should have on your show. And he was like, This Economist. And I was like, Dad, what would the haunted angle be? And he was like, well, I mean, all the famous economists are dead. And I was like, Dad, no, that's That's like not it. And then he was like, oh, and so he's kind of getting it, like the wheels are turning.
That's
So
cute.
then he sent me a famous exorcist that he wants me to interview. So maybe next year. Nat, just wanted to say that I love the thumbnails in Spotify and YouTube.
Oh, thanks, guys. Some of them are edited by Ryan, who has been helping me this year because I got 2 kids and one's a baby. Allie, any information or updates to the stories for season 7 that you learned later and have not mentioned yet?
Yeah, I mean, Object 3i Atlas has had so many updates, and the fact that no images have been rolled out high res, like that's crazy. NASA had a whole publicity thing where they were like, we're going to release our first images of 3i Atlas during this press conference. And they released something that's literally like 5 pixels. It is so bad. And backyard people with telescopes have been releasing way better photos of 3i Atlas. So I find that very suspicious that NASA's just like, here you go. And they did a whole press conference about it. Like,
yeah,
come on. Nat, I have a question for you. Can you run some of your best episodes when you take your time off? I need my LGH fix.
They're going to be running there for you, bro. Like, just scroll back down and you can get your LGH fix. Yeah.
I was going to do, but I don't know if I'm going to have time. But keep checking our feed because I was thinking about doing like best of and then have like best of personal hauntings, best of times there was patriotic music behind Ally's rants, best of Nat's rants, you know, but I don't know if I'm going to have time. So we'll see.
Allie, can you guys do a live stream?
We live stream all the time, baby.
Multiple times a week, Allie does on Patreon also.
Tier 2. If you were haunted yogurt, would you be fruit at the bottom or stirred?
Stirred. Allie, what's the hardest change you've had to make related to the podcast?
Video. Nat, do you regret the Year of Conspiracy episodes? Why or why not? Did doing the Year of Conspiracy Theories teach you anything?
Absolutely not. I don't regret it. I think it taught me to not be afraid to take the to talk about things that aren't safe to talk about things that are controversial. I think for a while, because of how tight censorship was after 2020 to 2022, I would say, I kind of got nervous about saying anything that would be too controversial where people would be like, oh my God, you're spreading this or you're doing this or whatever. And so it kind of took away like my agency, you know, to just be able to shoot the shit. Cause like at the end of the day, I'm just a person who's talking about stuff. I'm not like an expert, and I've come to learn a lot about subjects because of the podcast, like researching things, but I'm just a person, and when I talk about something, I'm not an expert in it, so I sometimes get nervous, like, oh, are people going to think that if I talk about this is what I believe in and I'm like the expert? And doing the Year of the Conspiracies taught me, like, it's not that fucking serious, bro. Like, you're a fucking paranormal podcaster. Like,
right.
Come on. And if people think it's that serious, then that's their problem, not mine. Allie. Hi, I'm from Patreon. Nat, last year you gave us some tea on your Finland wedding and about how difficult it was to file the paperwork to finally get legally married in America. The last update you gave, I think, was about trying to file in Atlanta, but the paperwork was wrong. Did you ever get the paperwork stuff figured out and get legally married? Allie, would you like to answer that?
I don't know, guys. I have no clue.
Yeah, I'm legally married now. So it was difficult at first. I feel like the world was trying to not let it happen because like every time we would go somewhere, it'd be like, actually, the annex is closed. But it eventually happened and we're married.
Will personal hauntings ever be making a comeback on the public episodes? What was the real reason you guys removed them? There's no conspiracy, guys. We removed them because we were getting so many complaints about the personal hauntings. And then the second piece of it is, I feel like after the stalker situation happened, it became a little bit scary to like talk about your personal life in such a public manner.
Yeah.
And I do think too, this is not the reason why they were removed, but doing the Year of Video also was like, oh my God, now my face is attached to like a personal haunting that I'm saying. It feels a little less anonymous.
Yeah.
So I think it has been nice to put those behind a paywall and just have them be completely uncensored and talking shit and naming names. That's been kind of fun too.
I think we went backwards one. So do either of you have any new exciting projects coming out next year, whether together or individually, that we can look forward to?
Yes, we do. Nat has a book coming out and I have a solo podcast coming out. And you can look at all that information in the show notes. Allie, it seems like you've been sharing less stories from work this year. Is there a reason for that? And are you still working on farms? I am still working on farms. Is there a reason for that? I mean, not really. I think that it's just the same thing of like putting the personal hauntings behind a paywall. But you're right. I have been sharing less farm stories behind the paywall even. I think honestly, things have not been that haha funny crazy this year on the farm. There have obviously been like political things going on that suck, but I can't really talk about that. We had an hour-long Patreon episode this year where I sort of talked about it and what my reasoning is for not talking about it publicly. So if you're curious, you can go find that. I think it was called like Pride 2025 or something because it was during Pride Month. But yeah, I think it's just there's been nothing haha funny that happened this year that I can share, really.
This is like a repeat, so I'm going to go to the next one. Allie, are there any planned changes, format, etc., taking place next year for Let's Get Haunted?
No, I don't think so. I think we'll probably continue with the personal hauntings behind a paywall. But, there's always a possibility we might change things up based on the feedback that you guys give us on our end of the year survey. Sometimes you guys have really cool ideas that we've never thought of before. But for the most part, maybe just like more succinct or shorter just because we're getting older and it's like harder to find time that we're both available. But other than that, I can't think of anything. So leave your feedback if you have ideas. Can you give a preview of any episode topics you're planning to cover for season 8?
No, I cannot, you guys. I do not plan that far ahead, so I do not know. Would you guys ever consider doing a Patreon exclusive extra episode each month?
I have thought about it, right? Unless we make them shorter, we do not have time to do an extra episode right now each month. But you never know. Like, we might really get into a groove next year. We might get on all the right uppers and downers and be able to like really knock it out of the park. I did have a lot of fun with that Ouija board episode that we put out this year. That was a bonus episode. So maybe never say never in the words of Justin Bieber. But right now, I don't think we have time.
We only have 15 minutes left in the studio. So should we just try to get through all of these really quickly, or you want to just pick some out that you want to know?
I mean, it doesn't matter to me. Here, I recently discovered this podcast and started from episode 1, and it's been really interesting seeing the progression of you both growing up over the years. My question is for Nat. Do you feel like motherhood has made you put any of your dreams on hold?
Absolutely. I think it definitely changes the way that you interact with the world because your priority now is someone else. It's not yourself. But I think it's enriched and deepened my life in a way that I would never change because like the highs are so much higher now. It's like so much sweeter. So yeah. And I think a lot of my goals and aspirations has just changed because I have changed with motherhood. Like with the book and stuff like that. A lot of that is me talking about how I feel about motherhood because it does talk a lot about postpartum and being a woman and femininity and navigating the world in a place where your instincts don't always align with your wants and needs. And so, yeah, I mean, I think before I had children, I wouldn't have wanted to make a book because there wouldn't have been anything I was trying to say that way. And so it's changed my dreams. I think it's like changed them. Allie, how do you manage to be so productive all the time? I think it's crazy how much you do. What's your secret? Do you ever experience burnout?
I do experience burnout, and I honestly think the secret is that I'm not a very good texter. I think if I was a better texter, I would have less time to do the amount of things that I do. I am trying to work on it. I'm trying to get better. There are like friends that I see, like that I live next to, that will text me and I just like don't respond. So I need to get better at that. But yeah, I think that's really the secret is, I don't know. Is that even a secret? Like, does that even make sense? I don't know. That's the only thing that's coming to me. I don't know. I don't know. I would like to get better though. There are still, I feel like, sections of my day that I need to tighten up and get more efficient at certain things. So that's my goal for 2026 is try to get efficient at the things that I'm still not efficient at. Nat, do you guys still talk to the Happy Valley Dream Survey guy?
I don't.
Nat, you have been very transparent with your struggles over the years with ADHD and depression. Do you plan on going back on your medication now that your baby is born?
That's a good question. I might consider it. There's a lot of side effects that come with that, and I feel like if I don't need it right now, I won't take it, but I don't know. Probably, eventually. I'm one of those people that cycles on and off of things because I feel like if I'm on something for too long, it just stops working. So, probably eventually. Allie, what is the wildest DM a Hauntie has ever sent you?
Honestly, I feel very #blessed that our audience, for the most part, is very normal. Like, you guys are actually very cool. And recently, when we were having all these mole issues, and someone from a different podcast approached us and was like, "Hey, one of my fans said that you were talking shit. Like, is that true?" My reaction was like, that's crazy because our audience is so fucking chill.
I know, it stuck out. We were like,
yeah,
this is unlike anybody.
No.
And actually, our audience was like commenting on the shit talk post that they put on Reddit and was like, hey, this is really uncool. Like, you're trying to start drama where there's not any, like, please delete this. Like, this is also like a private information that was like really meant to stay in the Patreon. And then the person was just like, it's public. Anyone can sign up for the Patreon and this is a public forum. And yeah,
that was crazy. A crazy experience though, because our audience, you guys are so fucking chill and cool as fuck. Like, some of you work for NASA. Like, you guys are smart and chill. Some of you are astrophysicists. When I did that 3-Eye Atlas episode, I cited a female, I think it was an astrophysicist. It's been a while since I did that episode. And she emailed us and was like, hey, I listened to your show and thank you for the shout out. Like, that's fucking cool as fuck.
So cool,
like, you guys are really awesome. Nat, what episode topic almost broke you during research because it was too confusing, too cursed, or too ridiculous?
Sex magic was tough, but I don't know. I also liked it at the same time. Like, it was kind of fun. Allie, you're the queen of hobbies. Any plans to pick up a brand new hobby in 2026?
Yes, bird watching. I've thought about this. I really, really want to pick up bird watching. I've gotten super into birds this year, and I have a plan for my birthday next year. I really want to get a cabin somewhere where there's like rare birds, and I want to go bird watching.
Ooh, I'm going to be sending you a bird. You're going to get a bird.
Do it. Do it. Nat, what is a paranormal story submitted by a listener that you still think about because it's way too believable?
There was one that we talked about recently where like someone was just heard like a knocking at the door, and then there was nobody there.
Oh, yeah.
And I just thought like that's really unsettling because it also could just be like a crazy person knocking, because who even knocks?
Murderer.
Allie, new listener starting at the beginning, just listen to episode 64, the Fabergé eggs. Do you stand by your thoughts that it's either rich and haunted or poor and not haunted?
Oh my God, I'd have to go back and listen to that episode to know what all stupid shit we said. Rich and haunted, poor and not haunted. I can't even remember. Do you remember what we said about that? Did we say rich people are haunted and poor people are not haunted?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yes, I still stand by that. I think I'm having a recovered memory right now. I think I said, or you said, somebody said that when you're rich, you have more opportunities to get haunted because you can fly a small Cessna, you can get your pilot's license, you can afford a private jet, you can be traveling to all these places that a poor person might not be able to travel to. I do stand by it. However, that would probably be, I probably wouldn't say that now. That sounds like a really spicy thing to have said.
I like that. I like that version of you. You guys, Allie used to be so spicy.
I used to be very argumentative. Nat, thoughts on blaming small inconveniences on the Fae / other small mischievous cryptids? BTW would love to tell you about our local little cryptid / trolls called the Undergroundlings. It is a Danish cryptid.
Oh my God. First of all, obsessed. And I want to hear about the undergroundings. That's so cute. I don't know. I feel like they're real. Is that the question?
It is now. I don't. We have no way of telling who you guys are when you submit these questions. So to that person, shoot us an email. We would love to do an episode on your Danish folklore. That sounds amazing.
Allie, how does one find a Hauntie to date, specifically in New England? I'm asking for a lonely friend whose name sounds exactly like mine. Love your work and banter. LGH for 1,000 more years.
I would say That's so tough because I don't want to be in a position where I put you on a blind date with a hauntie and it doesn't work out and the person's actually insane. And this entire time I've just thought that our audience is chill. And then you happen to go on a date with the one super haunted person that's going to put a witch's bottle in your mailbox. So long story short, I cannot set you up with someone. However, I have heard that there is a Discord out there that you can join where you might be able to connect with people in your area. I know that the fan run Discord gave us a gift last year for Christmas that was amazing. That was a piece of artwork that they then coordinated. I believe it was Malik had coordinated to send this piece of artwork to so many haunties from the fan run Discord, and everybody wrote a nice message. So I would say find a way, find Camry G, aka Peter Barker, or Malik, and join that fan run Discord and connect with some people. That's what I would say. Wow. Last question, Nat, before we have to wrap it up. What's a paranormal belief you had as a kid that you now realize makes absolutely no sense?
I feel like they all make sense. That's the thing. Is like it literally all makes sense to me.
For me, I've already talked about this before. I thought that the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny and Santa were chilling in heaven with Jesus because that's the only way it made sense to me that they all knew whether you were good or bad. Wow. It created a lot of anxiety for me as a child. I thought that if I even thought something negative about Santa, that like Jesus would tell Santa that I was bad.
Oh my God.
So I would have these intrusive thoughts as a child, and then I would like quickly try to like bury them because I thought it was like a book and like Jesus was reading my mind like a book and that I had to like bury it.
Dude, contrast that with my 4-year-old the other day. I was like, hey, you really need to be good this month because Santa's coming and he's not going to like, give you any presents if you're not good. And he was like, Santa's not real.
Kids
He's
are growing up
4,
so fast.
guys. He's 4 years old. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, he's just like in the mall and like he's not real. And I was just like,
how did he know that? These kids these days are perceptive, man. I was so fucking dumb as a child.
I think you just had maybe a sense of wonder.
A lot of anxiety and a lot of wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really make a maladjusted person.
It really makes for a great podcaster, though.
Wow. And that's bringing it full circle. That's what we've learned in 7 seasons of podcasting. We're pros now. And we are so grateful to each and every one of you that has stuck with us over the years. Nat, what is a message you would like to give our haunties before we sign off?
Oh, man. I would like to tell you guys that the year of the snake was the year that we just came out of. And I talked about that on the Patreon and my like year predictions episode for 2025. 2026 is the year of the horse. And that is obviously going to be the best year ever because horses. So all of your thoughts, all of your projects, everything that you're excited about manifesting, I feel like is really going to work out in 2026. We've got Allie coming out with her solo podcast, which is going to be phenomenal, I'm sure. We've got my book coming out, and I want to know about everybody else's things that they're working on. And you know what? If you're not working on, because I talked to my friend recently, and she was just like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just chilling. That's
amazing.
Amazing. You're going to be chilling into all of 2026, taking a hard-earned break before the next cycle of manifesting comes. That's what I want to say to everyone. It's just, let's think positive. Good things can happen. I mean, look at where we are right now.
Yeah.
Like, this is not lost on me.
It's amazing.
That we're able to record this in LA and be together.
Yeah.
It's really, really special to us to be able to share this with you guys. And this isn't just a podcast for us. Like, this is a lifestyle for us. And we both have made a lot of sacrifices in our personal lives to make this happen.
For sure.
And it's not always easy. It's very difficult at times to have like a normal life, to have a normal job, to have a normal relationship when you are creating content like this on the side. And so, yeah, it's possible, guys. And we're wishing the best for everybody out there. And stick with us in 2026 because I'm feeling lucky. And if you guys are staying with me, I'm taking you all to the top. So let's go 2026.
I also just realized I was slouching this entire recording. Thank you guys so much. We are so appreciative of each and every one of you. We can't wait to make next year the best year of LGH yet. We've finally gotten into the swing of things with Patreon. We finally understand how most of it works. So definitely make sure that if you're interested in that annual subscription, you don't miss out. It's opening tomorrow, the first of the year. And may we all have a wonderful, blessed year of the horse. Bye. Hello. You've reached the Hauntie hotline for annual patrons only. If you're receiving this message during our normal business hours of midnight to 3 a.m., that means we're busy attending to other spirits right now. If you'd like us to call you back once the ritual is complete, please leave your name after the beep.
CR.
Tazwa K.
Sarah C. Jody G.
Dylan.
Sinister.
Blair, as in the Blair Witch.
Cassie, not Cassidy, aka Cassandra.
Chloe Z.
Zoe.
Rake.
Laura.
Elena B.
Julie N, aka Jules the Ghoul.
Ooh, Scary Mary. Grace G.
Tara Lee.
Cool Blues Mama.
Miss Natty Cat.
Shark Michael.
It Me, Ariel G.
Cassie R.
Hannah Mac.
Highness Hiccup.
Gawk. Rucans. Joshua K.
Julissa D.
Lexi L.
Efrain.
Malik.
Mary Elizabetha.
Sarah.
Sad Girl Shell.
Abby T. Abray S. Aubrey S. Elena B. Alberto Yvonne G. Alex. Alyssa B. Amanda. Annie H. Anita M. Ariel M. Ariel G. Ari. Barb I. Betty T. Blair. Blood Partisan. Bonnie B. Brett is in the bathtub. Callie. Cassandra. Cassie R. Chelsea O. Chingoro. Chloe Z. Chris B. Cosmic Squid. Courtney. Sinister. D. Bowman's 46. Delilah F. Doc Spookums. Dorothy. Dylan D. Ephraim P. Ellie J. Emmy J. Interix. Intrarix. Erica B. Esther N. B. Eunice A. Gabrielle W. Greg A. Hannah Mac M. Hannah M. Highness Hiccup. Jackie G. James H. Jasmine M. Jeb. Jello Riley. Jess M. Jessica P. Jessica W. Jody G. Joey H. Joshua K. Jules the Ghoul. Julissa D. Catherine P. Katie D. S. Katie P. Katie R. Kaylin M. Kevin T. Cool Blues Mama. Laura. Laura O. Lexi L. Locanar. Lupe. Maddie. Maddie C. Malik. Maria S. Marie O. Mars. Mary Grace G. Mary Lizbetha. Maddie C. Meg T. Micah B. Mika B. Melissa W. Michael R. Miss Natty Cat. Nathan. Nazumi Neko. Neve MC. Nicole without the H. Omar M. Perry I. Rachel V. Rake. Ricky aka 1017 aka Eat Your Vegetables. Robin V. Rose B. Ryan G. Sad Girl Shell. Samantha G. Sarah. Sarah C. Sarah R. Savvy. Savvy. Shark Michael. Soleil. Spencer S. Tara Lee. Tazwar K. Tiffany S. Tori B. Uber A. Valerie B. Vanessa L. aka Cloud. Victor L. Whitney T. Wolf Warrior 111. And Zoe L. Thank you all so much for being annual Patreon Haunties. Our patrons are the only reason why we're able to make content in the first place, and when you subscribe and pledge for an entire year, it really takes a lot of strain and stress off of ourselves, so we are very appreciative of each and every one of you. If you're listening to this right now and you're thinking to yourself, hey, I want to shout myself out on a future episode, all you have to do is wait until January 1st of 2026, and you too can sign up for an annual subscription.